There is perhaps no other collector who defined the ethos of the modern era quite like William S. Paley. As chief executive of the Columbia Broadcasting System and president of the Museum of Modern Art, Paley defined the traditions of his days, forging new modes of communication and forever altering the course of American media. His uncanny sense for what was, or what should be, important to the public extended beyond radio and television to the arts. Paley's collection tells the story of modern art from its radical break with the academic standards of Europe to the daring new schools of New York. For nearly 5 decades, Paley's involvement with the museum helped define the taste of a nation, transforming an emerging organization to the eminent institution it is today. Embodying the spirit of modernism and unbound innovation, the selected works from the collection of William S. Paley offered today will fund a new endowment for the Museum of Modern Art, furthering advancement in the fields of media, technology, and the arts.
Welcome to the London Sales Gallery Tour. I'm here at Sotheby's to learn more about some of the extraordinary works they have coming up for sale, and I'll be speaking with art historians and Sotheby's experts about some of the works in the sales. Now, these works are available to the public to see between the 8th and the 14th of October, and so I highly recommend, if you're in London, coming in to have a look. And first up, I'll be speaking to James Sevier about one of my favourite ever artists, Gerhard Richter. So I'm super excited because you've got one of my favourite artists in the sale, Gerhard Richter, and I was fascinated to learn more about this artwork, which I understand to be his first ever colour chart painting.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I am also very, very excited about this painting. The importance of this painting cannot be overstated. It's not only his first colour chart painting, this is his very first abstract painting.
Yeah, and I read it was inspired literally by a colour chart that he'd gone into a shop in Dusseldorf, a paint shop, and announced that these colour charts he saw in the painting shop were perfect pictures. And that was the beginning of this exploration that then lasted a very, very long time through his career, doing different types of colour charts.
I think it was 19 colour charts in 1966. When you study them as a series, this painting is different.
It's the only in oil, is that right?
It's the only oil on canvas. The surface is so thick and rich. When you look at it, it's been very much hand applied.
Whereas the later ones were made with lacquer, right? So it's,
exactly.
It's more invisible, his hand in it.
So this is the colour chart that relates most to the photo paintings, and it really set in motion everything that came after with his abstract paintings as well. It's obviously a painting that he was so proud of, because when you look at contemporary photos of, you know, he was posing very proudly with the colour charts that he'd made in 1966, and he's standing next to this one. You know, this one takes centre spot in all of the images. You've got kind of 5 or 6 in each photograph, and this is the one that he's posing next to. And it really does stand out as the best, the most complex, and the most vibrant painting he'd made up until that point.
Do we know anything about how he chose the colours and the placement of the colours within these arrangements?
The way in which they're ordered is completely random. With these first colour charts, it was often his friend Blinky Palermo, who he was working with in the studio at the time. Blinky Palermo was at random calling out different colours.
Oh, really?
And then Richter was painting them. So it wasn't Richter choosing the colours in a lot of these early ones. It was
so Blinky was like his machine, his automation machine.
Exactly. Again, I mean, Richter's always sought to remove himself from the painting process. So by having someone else choosing the colour was, I guess, his way of doing that, to make it completely random.
I studied surrealism, and I love surrealists much, kind of different ways they looked at their practices, and automation and chance being a big part of the practice. It's interesting to see that appearing here in the process.
Yeah, and it's something that became an increasingly important way of working for Richter. It wasn't a question of working on one painting, completing it, then moving on to the next. With the abstract paintings, he was often working on 5 or 6 paintings simultaneously in the studio. So doing a brushwork here, then moving on, doing it on the next canvas, so as to kind of keep that distance from the painting.
I think that's one of the reasons I love Richter's work so much. I mean, I love each piece I've seen in and of itself, but I also just really respect the diversity of the work he's done over so many years, and the fact that he's constantly been testing and trying and experimenting throughout his whole career, and it never really seemed to stop that process of inquiry.
He's one of the most inventive and creative artistic minds, I think, of the 20th and 21st centuries. It's why his work is so celebrated.
So on the theme of photography, new media and artistry, and the kind of tension between them, can you tell me a little bit about the work you have by Andy Warhol in the sale?
So another one of the highlights we've got in the October sale is 9 Reversal Marilyns by Andy Warhol. It is one of the last great series that Andy Warhol made. If you think of the image of Marilyn that the whole series was based on, this was a film still, a black and white film still taken, I think, from the film Niagara.
What I find really interesting about it is, he's revisiting his own work, but it has such a sinister feeling to it that didn't exist in the earlier images of Marilyn Monroe, which felt, to me at least, much lighter and happier and more joyful. And you look at this image and she looks almost like a skeleton or a ghost, the inversion of the colours.
When he first used Marilyn as his muse, he was looking at her like a contemporary Madonna. She was the kind of the icon that everyone adored at the time. When he repainted her, when he reversed the image in the 1980s, he was the icon. And actually what this series does is it brings together 2 of the greatest cultural icons from the 20th century in one image.
Why do you think Marilyn Monroe was such a kind of pull factor for him and was such a source of inspiration in his work?
Warhol throughout his life was obsessed with appearance, celebrity and death. And in the form of Marilyn Monroe, you had one figure, one icon, who combined those 3 things.
And it's interesting that he was using these images of her alongside his images of consumer culture, tomato soup cans, Brillo, etc. The suggestion that it makes of the kind of commodification of an individual to the extent that they're a brand more than they are a human. Do you think that would be a fair understanding of his relationship to her as a muse?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would have been fascinating to have seen Warhol's view on contemporary culture now with social media and this idea that everyone's famous for 5 minutes. With Marilyn Monroe, this was a film still, but it was the appearance of these celebrities in newspapers and magazines that really provided him with the inspiration and the source imagery. Much the same with Gerhard Richter. It was the ready-made, it was the everyday imagery around people.
I've always found it interesting with his work to consider whether he was critiquing those aspects of society, celebrity, consumerism, mass production, or just kind of joyously kind of indulging them, or somewhere in between, just reflecting what was going on around him. And of course, we'll never know exactly. We can make guesses, but we'll never know.
Yeah, I think that's one of the genius aspects of his work, really. He was very, very clever in the way in which he spoke about his work, and he was always very vague, allowing multiple interpretations of the same image, and often an image that has universal resonance.
Cool, well, thank you so much. And now, on the theme of female muses being painted by men, we are going to speak to Tom Edison, who's going to speak to us about the work of Francis Bacon and Frank Auerbach. So I hear you guys are selling the Francis Bacon triptych from the MoMA. Tell me more about that.
We're incredibly excited to offer this extraordinary portrait, 3 studies for Portrait of Henrietta Moraes from 1963. It was a work that was actually bought by William S. Paley pretty much directly as soon as it was painted from the Auerbach Gallery. And in the last 30 years, MoMA have held stewardship of this extraordinary portrait. And it's coming to auction for the very first time.
And why do you think this work is significant within the wider oeuvre of Francis Bacon's paintings?
So this work really stands as a testament to a new beginning for Bacon, really. It was painted in the October of 1963, and 1963 really formed a really burgeoning part of his career. He was forming a new direction. His retrospective at the Solomon Guggenheim Museum had just begun, and he just met George Dyer, who was to become his next great love. And he started this painting with both his personal and commercial life in huge success. And I think what you see in this painting is that extraordinary fervour, this swashbuckling confidence that he exudes onto the canvas, which sort of echoes his success both commercially and in his personal life. Bacon worked in these triptych formats, and this was really the very beginning of this format, but not as a sort of religious theme, but more in terms of looking at images of the series. This painting from 1963 was possibly one of the last times that Bacon painted from life. Pretty much from the rest of his career he used photography.
Did he have a friendship with Henrietta? What was their relationship?
You can say Henrietta is one of his foremost muses. Henrietta was one of the great sort of bohemian characters from the 1950s and 1960s. She had a relationship and was painted by Lucian Freud in 1953. And I think for Bacon, she really echoed his own vigour, his bohemian sense, his outrageousness. She was a big drinker. And I think he found this mirror image of himself in her.
It's interesting to see this work alongside the Warhol work that's also in the same sale, because 2 male artists producing work in a similar time period. With both of these works, they're focused on a female muse, and yet they take such different approaches to those muses. Bacon, so much the kind of artistic gesture and his own kind of artistry and subjectivity is informing the paintings, whereas Warhol's obviously playing with almost the opposite idea, right, of removing the artistic hand and using a kind of mass consumption. I
think that's really the big difference in both post-war America and post-war Britain at the time, this difference in terms of artistic output. Yeah, as you say, Warhol's this mechanical process, the multitude of imagery, you know, she is everywhere. Whereas for Bacon, and certainly with a lot of the painters in Britain at the time, this small enclave, and it was about the people they were close to and really forging an understanding and trying to get the essence of the sitter. He wanted to feel the pulsations of the person, and he has this very spontaneous verve in which he paints, and he's looking for immediacy and chance and accident.
So on the theme of female muses painted by male painters, can you tell me about the Frank Auerbach painting that you're selling? So
we have this extraordinary masterpiece by Frank Auerbach, head of JYM, from 1984 to 1985, which really sits at the apex of his investigature of human analysis of his sitters. Auerbach was very closely linked with Bacon. They were part of a group of artists of this post-war London. You look at Bacon and he's pretty much forging just from photographs, very spontaneous. Whereas Auerbach is resolutely, day in, day out, 365 days a year, painting with the sitters in front of him. It's a very arduous process. Auerbach took a long time to paint. What you see in this painting is months worth of work. Auerbach is very measured. He's an excavator of his subject matter. He would use smears of paint, thick, wet on wet, in pastel paint, and at the end of the day he would scrub it all back.
Oh, wow.
He would take it away, and the next sitting he would rebuild, and month and months he would use this practice. But what you have is the traces and the ghosts of previous sittings. It's that build-up of the aura of the sitter. Which also reminds me of the Twombly work, this idea of kind of removing, adding. Absolutely. There's this really deep analysis and understanding. In the midst of a 40-year career, this is where he really hits the heights, both in scale, both in confidence of execution. You have this extraordinary build-up of paint. It's almost like a relief sculpture when you look at it. You have the background scraped away and her face is sitting off the canvas. It's a document of a relationship, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier in terms of what British artists were doing at the time in this post-war period. It's searching for the humanity amongst ourselves, and I think there's no artist better.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And now, continuing on the theme of mark making and erasure and showing the process within the artwork, we're going to jump back to the 1960s to look at a work by Cy Twombly with Emma Baker. So tell me, what are your thoughts on this work and why it's significant?
Well, he painted this in 1969, and it was a period after he's an American artist, obviously, and he'd gone to Italy for a long period and was working there very much inspired by classical Rome, the myths, mythology, the loves of the gods, and all of that he channeled into his abstract painting. And that came out in very florid, sort of messy application of paint and scrawls, which he's so well known for. In around 1968-69, he's moving more back to New York, and it's at that point that he gets into this cycle of works called the blackboard paintings, which this is definitely a part of.
Well, I thought it was interesting when I learned that Leonardo da Vinci had been a big influence on him. I didn't know that previously.
All of the invention, all of like the schematic drawings.
The kind of messiness, seeing his kind of working process through pencil feels familiar of the messiness of Twombly's work, this sense of erasure as well as whatever's being created on top.
Totally, and I think that's what Twombly does so well, is he injects this sense of time passing and erasing and remaking and going over in his paintings, and that's really what the blackboard pictures really do speak to. And what's great about this work is that it has this really ghost-like appearance in terms of the wash of the paint. You have the loops kind of appearing in the background, which you associate more with the very definitive scrawls of that period in those works. But here it's almost like a ghost in the background, which is really quite sort of powerful in person and sort of beautifully offset by this central square, which is annotated with numbers and little lines and little bursts of yellow paint. So it's a real mixture of those two things, really, the geometric and also the very abstract and the very gestural.
And do we know anything about his process? I mean, it reminds me a little bit of Pollock's drip paintings, the way that the drips are falling. Definitely.
I think he used like a manner of different materials here. I think it's oil paint and it's definitely wax crayon, which takes on then this look of chalk on blackboard. But he's used it in a very kind of experimental way and very kind of gestural way. And there's actually quite a lot of material on the canvas, which is unusual for many of the works from this period. Not until you see it in person, then you really kind of understand that there's a huge amount going on, and you can spend a long time looking at it.
You sort of see the colour palette shifting when he moved back to America, considering this work is being shown alongside Kusama's work, which has a similar colour palette.
Totally.
Which also, I understand, has some reference to New York and where those ideas for that work originated.
100%. As a Japanese artist, she was born in Matsumoto, and she first came to New York in 1958. She struck up somehow a correspondence with Georgia O'Keeffe, which was incredible. And she had huge ambitions. She wanted to be as famous, she wanted to be a star, she wanted to be just as influential as Jackson Pollock or all the abstract expressionist painters. She saw this movement that was going on and wanted to respond to it in her own way. And then that's where the infinity nets come from, and that's we have one of those works as well in the exhibition, in the sale.
And as I understand it, the infinity net that you have was made in 2010, but she'd been making these infinity nets since the late 1950s when she first moved to New York.
Exactly, yeah.
So its origins were in her response to this move, response to emigrating to a new city.
Yeah, there's a really nice story of her standing on top of the Empire State Building looking down and wanting to translate all of sort of the teeming metropolis of what was happening in New York into this painterly abstracted idiom, and also responding to abstract expressionism and this very sort of masculine, macho pouring of paint on canvas. And she responds to that in her own way of making these very finely detailed nets that are almost like embroidery. It's the very sort of female counterpart to these very seminal works by Jackson Pollock. So yeah, she's definitely looking at what's happening at the time, translating her experience, thinking about minimalism, abstract expressionism, but also thinking about her own sense of self. And I think that's always been the key thread running throughout Kusama's work. And it's interesting you say that this is a work from 2010. She does come back to this earlier body of work, and I think that's definitely to do with her sort of acclaim and her reputation and her critical appreciation, which really didn't come until much, much later on, even though all of her male counterparts had sort of achieved lots of fame and critical appreciation. She hadn't achieved that in the same way, and that was really hard for her. She was so ambitious. A massive part, which I haven't mentioned, is her own psychological condition as well, and her neuroses. Art being a kind of therapy for her and a kind of way to alleviate some of the hard psychological conditions that she's had throughout her life. And this is something that she definitely brought into the content of her art. And this idea of endlessness and getting lost in endlessness, which you see in the infinity nets, just a sense of complete abandon, which I think is really strong in her work. But it was very kind of political, very anti-war, and very feminist as well. Hugely feminist in terms of her sort of promoting herself as an icon.
The way you describe her work, and even its name itself, Infinity Nets, as being reminiscent of kind of lace and embroidery and these very like feminine historical craft-making devices. Louise Bourgeois, who you have in your show, I absolutely love her work. I mean, she's one of my favourites. The way that she uses fabric and textiles is so powerful.
Yeah.
It's taken a long time for the art world to recognise the value of what's otherwise been, the past on has been called craft.
Well, exactly. I think that's it. Very much assigned to kind of female stereotypes, as it were. Like, this is the activity of women when they're at home, you know, waiting for their husbands to come home. So fabric and sewing and stitching became a huge part of her work and her later work, bringing together different aspects and different parts, because that's exactly what Bourgeois did in the 40s as well, with her Personnage series, which we have in the sale. She kind of like gather up bits of wood, bits of balsa wood, and then create these sculptures. And it's the idea of like taking these very personal female sort of forms and ideas of like collecting and crafting and totally reinventing it for both a contemporary art edge and a dialogue, but also for expression of female subjectivity, which hadn't been a part of or a narrative in contemporary art or art history at all up to that point.
I also think it's very moving that when she first created these wooden totem poles, the personages, they were done in wood, and that her aspiration was to do them in bronze, but she wasn't successful enough. Bronze is an expensive material. And so it's so kind of moving and beautiful that she later in her life gained the success to enable her to recreate these original works and cast them in bronze. It feels like a way of reclaiming that past.
Totally.
And also kind of realising that early dream.
Yeah, exactly. Realising her earliest ambitions and disappointment, perhaps, of those earlier years, and being able to come back now and completely, fully realise the project that she started, I think was incredible for her. And these works are just amazing. The one that we have in the auction called Listening One, it's just so beautiful and elegiac and totemic.
Well, thank you so much. It was so lovely to meet you and share our love of Louise Bourgeois.
Absolutely.
From Louise Bourgeois, we're now going to look at a contemporary female artist who's exploring themes of feminism in her work, Flora Yukhnovich. And I'm going to be speaking to Hugo Cobb about her and other artists being shown in their contemporary sale, the Now London Sale. I love the title of this painting. Will you tell me about Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner by Flora Yukhnovich?
Flora Yukhnovich has completely crashed into the contemporary art scene in the last 2 years. She's an artist, I think she's in her very, very early 30s. In 2020, we were talking about her as one of the best young and emerging painters in the world. And now we're just talking about her as one of the best painters. She creates works that toe the line between abstraction and figuration, but they're executed on massive scale. They're extraordinary things to stand in front of. Her style of painting is so exciting. And she's another artist who takes a huge amount of influence from art history and is really tapping into that painterly tradition. She's hugely influenced by the Rococo period. So that would be Boucher and Watteau. When you're standing in front of these paintings, and this is certainly true of Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner, it's as much about what's not shown as what is.
I love it, and it strikes me as a very feminist proposition, because you have this like very, very familiar way that women's bodies have been presented in classical kind of historical painting, that was made for a male gaze, but at the same time being distorted and fragmented and broken, so you're sort of not being allowed to see the naked woman that's in the past was on display. And then layered on top of that, you have the title, Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner, which is just such a brilliant pop reference to a film that most of us are familiar with, Dirty Dancing. There's this like layering of feminist
Right, 100%.
conversations across time that feels like it subtly and also non-subtly is being presented in that work.
I totally agree. For me, the title just infuses the painting with a spikiness and a rebelliousness. Conceptually, the way that she's doing this situates her at the very, very front of the contemporary discourse on painting. But also aesthetically, these are unbelievably exciting and seductive things to stand in front of, and particularly Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner, which is very nearly 3 meters high, and it is an extremely dramatic painting to stand in front of.
Amazing. I can't wait to see more of her work. And tell me a little bit about Julian Nguyen's painting that you're showing in the sale.
So lot 1 of the now sale will be Julian Nguyen's Kai Semper Solus, it's called. It's the first major painting by this artist to appear at auction, and, well, I personally am unbelievably excited to have it. He's a young artist. He doesn't have a huge production because, you know, his paintings are laborious things to make. They're glazed in oils on wood panels. Incredibly highly skilled, but with a very, very diverse range of influence. He's an extremely academic and well-read and learned guy, who's also not afraid to be very, very contemporary and very, very 21st century with his paintings. Like, he's by no means just a bookworm. Julian speaks a lot about gaming in his teens, about world creation, and certainly the paintings feel otherworldly.
Like a sci-fi kind of
Exactly,
aspect.
yeah. I think ours is large by comparison to a lot of his pictures, and it's simply fantastic. I think a lot of people won't be familiar with his work. You know, he hasn't had a huge number of gallery shows.
So he's sort of at the start of his career, would you say?
Yeah, I would say so, towards the beginning.
And is that part of the idea with the Now sale, to try and help celebrate and amplify
Absolutely,
young artists?
absolutely. Rather than necessarily amplify, we want to be reflective of the most exciting things happening in the art world right now. And I think Julian Nguyen's shows, both in London at Stuart Shave and in New York with Matthew Marks, have really, really excited people, and I'm sure that he is going to be a star in the future.
And with Julian Nguyen, do you think his identity as a queer artist has informed his work and the understanding of his work?
Julian Nguyen is one of a generation of queer figurative painters who are really, really at the forefront of contemporary art today. You could situate him alongside Doran Lamberg, even Salman Tor, and as far back as an artist like Nicole Eisenman. He's an artist who, you know, as we've spoken about, he takes influence from a very, very broad range. Actually, he mainly paints himself and his friends, and situates them in these otherworldly settings, inspired by the Renaissance, inspired by, you know, a slightly gaming aesthetic. We don't know who this picture is of, but it has a name, Kai. The full title is Kai Semper Solus. Semper Solus is a reference to World of Warcraft, but presumably this is a picture of a friend of his called Kai. So Julian Nguyen is an artist who paints himself and paints his circle, his friends and other artists, but refracts them through this otherworldly, world-creating view inspired by the Renaissance.
Oh, interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me at the London Sales Gallery Tour. And remember, if you want to see these incredible artworks and others amongst them, you can do so between the 8th and the 14th of October here at Sotheby's in London. Thanks so much. Bye.
At 300,000, 350.
43 million pounds, 44 million.
At £1,600,000 now.
Sold.
Sold.
Sold to you. Welcome to live-streamed auctions at Sotheby's. We thought it would be a good time to explain who we are and a little bit about the auction process.
We're specialists from various departments who train to acquire the skills needed to become auctioneers.
The hammer's up and I can sell it at 3 million, 4 million pounds now with Brooke Lampley. Thank you very much.
They are Sotheby's stuff from all around the world. Often clients prefer to relay their bids to representatives who are present at auction. You'll see sometimes us covering the mouth when speaking. That is to prevent a client's confidentiality, because sometimes people can read our lips.
1,300,000 is the lady in the room, and he's given me a hold sign.
So what does this hand signal mean? This is how we tell the auctioneer that we're still in discussion with our client whether they're going to make a bid or not. It's a way of asking the auctioneer not to hammer down.
Usually the person who speaks to the auctioneer is the bid clerk. This person can assist the auctioneer by spotting bidders, recording successful bid amounts and paddle numbers, and by communicating any last-minute changes. Traditionally, they are sat next to the auctioneer, but for some live streams, we give them a microphone to speak into the auctioneer's ear directly.
Each lot is given a low and high estimate representing the opinion of Sotheby's experts about the range in which the lot might sell at auction. Estimates are based on the property's condition, rarity, quality, provenance, and recent auction prices of comparable works of art.
We will start the bidding here at 9 million pounds, at 9 million pounds.
A reserve price is the minimum price the consignor is willing to accept and below which a lot will not be sold. This amount is confidential and will not exceed the low estimate.
This is a warning, sometimes given by the auctioneer, that the hammer is about to come down on a lot.
Fair warning, I'm selling now.
The fair warning offers one last chance to the bidders to increase their bidding.
Sold. Congratulations, sir. Thank you very much. 922.
When a client registers to bid in the sale, they are given an assigned number so that we can identify the winning bidder.
If a lot has not sold and will now sell, or a client has bid in error and there is someone else who wants to work now, then a lot may be reopened, but this is at the discretion of the auctioneer.
At the end of a sale, if every lot has been successfully sold, it is called a white glove sale.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks so much.
The full digital catalogues for all of our auctions are available to view online at sotheby's.com. Please also visit our website should you want to register to bid. Thank you for watching and enjoy the auction.
Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Sotheby's London. My name is Michael Macaulay, and it is my great pleasure to be your auctioneer for the first of tonight's sales, the Now Evening Auction. As those of you who are familiar with the Now auction format will know, these sales are focused on showcasing the most exciting and coveted art of our time. And this season, we'll be presenting 17 works, none of which have previously appeared at auction, by some of today's great talents, among them Julian Nguyen, Caroline Walker, Laura Owens, Flora Yukhnovich, Jade Farajatimi, Louise Giovanelli, and very many more. Following the sale, I will hand over to my colleague, Oliver Barker, who will be your auctioneer for the Contemporary Evening Auction, which, along with this sale, will be presented in partnership with the fashion and luxury goods house, CELINE. Before we begin, a few important announcements. Please note that everything is sold under the authenticity guarantee and on an as-is basis. Buyer's premium and overhead premium will be added to the hammer price of each lot offered, along with any applicable artist resale right, royalty, and any applicable VAT or amount in lieu of VAT as part of the total purchase price payable. Please refer to the online sale catalogue for further information regarding lots with guarantees and irrevocable bids. Please refer to our conditions of business for our full terms of sale. And now, let us begin. Opening here with Lot 1 by Julian Nguyen, showing here on the right of the room, hotly followed ever since his groundbreaking debut in the 2017 Whitney Biennial, and this immaculate painting, Qui Semper Solus, only his second work to appear at auction, and which was key to his first institutional solo show in Cincinnati in 2019. And I'm going to start the bidding here, hotly anticipated, at 32, 35, 38,000. I have some absentee interest, 40,000, 42,000 already, 45, 48 I have in the book, 50, 55. I have 60 ahead of you, say 65. 65 with David Galperin at 65, 70,000 with Ashkan, 75, 80, here, 85, 90. 95, I took it there first. 100, I took it with David first at 100. 110 with Victoria at 110. 120, back here with David. Victoria, we say 130. In the room, thank you, sir. I took it there first at 130. It's in the room, the gentleman standing. 140, at 140,000. 150,000 with Antonia Gardner on my left at 150,000. 160, back to you, Victoria. 170, I took it with David. Is that 180? It's at 170 with David Galperin at the moment. 180, I took it with Lisa first, sir, say 190. 190, it's over to you at 190. Gentlemen seated on the aisle, 200. Back to you, David, at 200. Who's going to say 220? It's at 200. Thank you very much. At 220. Here, lady seated on the aisle at 220, ahead of you all. 240, I took it there. 250, I will take. You asked so nicely, and you're here in person. At 250,000. Next is 260, please. It's at 250,000 with the lady on the aisle in the room here at Sotheby's. 260, took it there first. At 260,000. Courtney, you coming in. Do you want to say 280? Where's the bid? 280. 280, back to you, Lucius. Back on increment at 280,000 with Lucius Elliott here from New York at $280,000 here on my left. Courtney, will you say 300? It's at $280,000 at 208 pounds. At 280,000 pounds. 300,000. I'll take 300, Courtney. Still a lot of bidders. 290, I did give it here. So it's 290,000 pounds over to you, Courtney, at 290,000 pounds. 300,000. Thank you, Lucius. Let's try 320, please. It's at 300,000 pounds. Here with Lucius Elliott, 300. 310. Okay, Lucius, will you say 320? 320. Back to you, Courtney. It's at 320, not yours for now, at $320,000 pounds. Here with Lucius on my left. Izzo, we're going. 330. It's 330,000 with you then at 330,000 pounds. 330,000 pounds ahead of you both. 340. Thank you, Lucius. Do shout it out if you've got it. 340,000 pounds with Lucius Elliott. 340. You'd like 350. 350. Back to you, Izza. At 350. It's yours for now. At 350. Lucius, will you say 360? 360. Yes, you will. At 360,000 with Lucius. Would you like 370? Not yours, Izza, for now. It's at 360. Are we saying 370? Shake of the head, holding for a moment. Thank you, Lucius. It's still yours at 360,000 pounds. Against the rest of you in the room. Now's a nice time to come in. At 360,000 pounds, still with you, Lucius. Ahead of you, Courtney. Ahead of you, Izza. Holding for a moment at £360,000. Are we going on? You're out. Thank you very much. Courtney, are we out? Fair warning. Lucius is being very patient. He's holding up his paddle here at £360,000. All through. Fair warning then. Last chance, Courtney. I'm going to sell it here to Lucius for £360,000. Sold. Congratulations, Lucius. That goes to paddle 30. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations to them. New artist record, of course. Next, we have lot 2, showing here Peeping Tom by Louise Bourgeois, inspired by the eponymous 1960 thriller movie, and, of course, an immaculate example of her meticulous technique. Lots of interest here. I'm starting at only 24, 26, 28,000 pounds at 28,000. He'll say 30 at 30,000 pounds. Thank you. And selling at 30, 32 over here with Ashkan. 35, I took it with Antonia. 38, back to you, Ashkan. Ashkan at 38. With David now at 40, 42. He'll say 45. 45, thank you. Yes, you will. 48. Back to you, David, at 48. 50,000. Thank you very much. Anyway, Ashkan, it's at £50,000 with David Galperin. Here from New York, £55,000. Thank you to Gregoire. It's with you at £55,000. David, 60,000. Thank you. Back to you, Greg. At £60,000, not yours for now. Would you like 65? 65. Back to you. David, do you like 70? He's behind you, but don't be intimidated. It's at £65,000. Are we going to let it go? At £65,000. Not yours for now. With Gregoire. Antonio, are you coming back in? At £65,000. Still with Gregoire, then. Going to have to hurry you, to be fair, against the rest of you on the right and in the room. At £65,000. It's yours, Greg. Fair warning. And selling for £65,000. Sold. Congratulations. That goes to paddle 77. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations to them. Brings us briskly on then to lot 3. A line from Dirty Dancing, of course. Nobody puts baby in the corner by the sold as viewed. Thank you very much indeed by the inimitable Flora Yukhnovich. This is her largest painting at auction, showing here ahead of her inauguration of the Oxford Ashmolean Now solo exhibition series beginning next year. And I'm going to start here on your marks at 400, 420, 450, £480,000 at £480,000. Any advance against £480,000. 500,000, thank you, James Fox. 550, back to you. With you, Simon. 600,000, thank you, Nick. It's 600, 650, back to you, Simon. It's between the pair of you then. At 650 and 700, back to James. 750, with Nick at 750. Where's the bid? In a new place, 800,000. Is that you, Fergus? Thought I heard you. Thank you very much. 800, 850. Back to you, Jackie. 5 of you in it at 850. 900,000. Thank you, James. It's at 900. It's back to you. Jackie, will you say 950? 950. Thank you so much. James, should we make it a round number? £1 million. Thank you very much indeed. At £1 million. Thank you, Caroline. I see you there. At £1,100,000 with Caroline Lang. At £1,100,000. With you, Caroline. It's with you. At 1-1. Not yours, James. Not yours. It is yours now. At £1,200,000. Thank you so much, Jackie. Caroline, will you say 1,000,003? It's here at 1,000,002 with Jackie. Shake of the head. Thank you very much anyway. Still yours, Jackie, at 1,000,002. Nick, are you out? Simon, James. Are we going on? It's at £1,200,000 with Jackie Wachter here, all the way from LA. At £1,200,000. Eddie, you coming in? 1,200,000. Are we all through? In the room. Thank you, sir. I see you at 1,300,000. Thank you very much indeed. It's with you at 1,300,000. Back to you, Jackie. Not yours for now. It's at £1,300,000. Gentlemen seated in the room at £1,300,000. Are you talking exchange rates? It's at £1,300,000 here in the room. £1,300,000. Thank you for your patience, sir. Thank you very much anyway. With the gentleman seated against the rest of you. Fair warning then. And I'm selling it to you, sir, for £1,300,000. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. That goes to paddle 956. Congratulations. Thank you. Moving right along, we have lot 4, The Stunning Anytime, Anyplace by Nina Chanel Abney, an artist originally from Harvey, Illinois, now based in New York, whose work is housed already in important museum collections, including the Whitney. And this work is sold as viewed. Thank you very much. It's an enduring feature of these fantastic now auctioned large paintings. And I'm starting here at £120,000, £130,000, £140,000, 140. Where's the bid? Thank you, sir. 150. It's yours for now. At 150, selling to you, sir. At £150,000. 160. Over to you, Hugo. £200,000. It's more like it. Brad Bentoff, not messing around. At £200,000 here on my left. Hugo, will you say 220? Or, sir, if you'd like. I see it there with Hugo Cobb at £220,000. Back to you, Brad. At £220,000 with Hugo Cobb, head of the now sale, of course. 240, thank you so much. 240 here, Hugo. Will you say 260? At £240,000. 260 is back to you at 260,000. Brad, should we say 280? Yeah? I don't know you to give up. It's at £260,000. Is that a new place? Thank you, James. At £280,000, it's with James Fox, ahead of you both. Hugo, you coming back? It's at 280. 290, I will take it. Ahead of you, 300. Jackie Watcher enters at £300,000 then. Not yours, James. Not yours, Hugo. Thank you anyway. Brad, back to you if you'd like. Available to the room, of course, at £300,000. Here with Jackie at 300. At £300,000, are we all through? Are you out, Brad? You're quite sure? You came all this way. Thank you very much for your bids anyway. At £300,000, it's over to you, Jackie, then. Fair warning, against the rest of you. Last chance. Sold. Congratulations. L0032. Thank you very much indeed. Next up is lot 5. The hugely impressive abstract work in oil and acrylic on canvas by Charlene von Hale from 2006, appearing here hot on the heels of her prominent presentation in the Central Pavilion at this year's Venice Biennale. Of course, property from an important North American collection. Sold as viewed. Thank you very much indeed. I have some advance interest here, so I'm starting already at 150, 160, 170, £180,000, selling to the absentee bidder in the book at £180,000 here, selling in the book. Thank you very much, Jessica. It's over to you at 190. I have 200. It's 200 still here. 220, thank you. 240 back here, Charlotte. Still in the book at 240. Ahead of you both. And in a new place, 260. I have 280. At 280, still here, Lucius. Not yours for now. At 280, try one more. Jessica, you're up. It's at £280,000. Still here in the book at 280. Lucius, are you out? Charlotte, in a new place. Thank you very much. David Schrader at 300,000. At £300,000. It's with you, David, at £300,000. At £300,000. 300,000. £300,000. I have £320,000 here in the book. David, with the advanced bidder, £320,000. I will take 340, and I have 350. It's gone very quiet, David. I beg your pardon. What are you bidding? 380. Thank you very much indeed. It's over to you then at £380,000. Thank you, David. I'm out. It is yours at £380,000. Against the rest of you in the room for the Charlene von Hale. Are we all through? With you, David. Fair warning against the rest of you and selling. Sold. Congratulations. Thank you very much. That goes to Paddle 31. Congratulations to them. Now we go to lot 6, The Misguided Thrill of Frills by Jade Fado-Jutimi. Following recent starring turns at the ICA Miami, Venice Biennale, and just now the Hepworth Wakefield that opened last month. Showing here in the sale room on the far wall, looking beautiful behind our telephone bidders. I have some advance interest here, so I'm starting already at 240, 260, 280, £300,000, selling here in the book at £300,000. Any further advance against £300,000? At £300,000 only, at 300. 320 is bid online, 350 I have in the book. Would you like 380, sir? 380 over to you. I'm out. It's yours. 380. It's not yours online for now. It's at 380. If we could update it, thank you. With the gentleman seated on the aisle here at Sotheby's in London at £380,000. It's yours, sir, at £380,000. 400,000 is bid online now at 400. Sir, would you like 420? It's at £400,000. Quite sure. Thank you very much anyway. At £400,000 with the online bidder then, against the rest of you on the phones. Lucius, Simon, at £400,000 with the online bidder then, at £400,000. Any further advance? Charlotte? At £400,000, are we all through? 410. Thank you very much, Brad. I'll take it for sure. If we could update the ticker so that they can bid 420 online would be next. At 410, it's with you, Brad. At 410. 420 is online. At 420. 430, thank you. If we could update it so they could bid 440 online. It's at £430,000 here at Sotheby's with Brad Bentoff. At 430, thank you very much. At 430 online, if you'd like to bid 440, you now can. It's at £430,000 here with Brad. Not yours online for now. 440, yes it is, thank you. 440, just a click away at £440,000, Brad. Shake of the head, quite sure? Thank you very much anyway. At 440, it's still yours online. At £440,000, last chance, and selling then for £440,000. Sold. Congratulations to them. That goes to Battle 25. Thank you to them. Congratulations. Next we have Lot 7, Jonas Wood's graphically striking and monumental 2015 wood grain pot with night bloom. Sold as viewed. Thank you very much indeed. And I'm going to open the bidding here, ladies and gentlemen, at only £420,000, £450,000, £480,000, at £480,000, £500,000. Thank you, Lucius. At £500,000, it's with you. And selling at £500,000 with Lucius Elliott here on my left. Head of the now sale in New York, of course. At £500,000, it's yours, Lucius. It's against the rest of you in the room and on the phones and indeed online at £500,000. Going home with you, Lucius. For now, at £500,000. Against the rest of you, fair warning? I could hear David's voice, but I can't see him. There you are. Quite sure? Thank you very much indeed. Sure. At £500,000, with Lucius. $510, I'll take it. Thank you very much. At 510,000. Thank you, Lucius. At £510,000 with Mr. Rothschild here on my left. Against the rest of you, £510,000 then, fair warning, and selling to David Rothschild for 510. Sold. Thank you very much. That's L0081. Congratulations to them. And here we are at Lot 8, Banksy's most iconic motif, executed in 2006, Girl with Balloon, diptych. This image voted, of course, as the UK's favourite artwork in a 2017 national poll. Sold as viewed. Thank you very much for that. And I'm starting the bidding here at only £550,000, that's £550,000, £600,000, £650,000, £700,000. Thank you, James. Over to you. And selling with James Sevier, Head of Contemporary Art for Europe, at £700,000 here on my right, on the telephone banks. Here at Sotheby's at £700,000. That's £700,000 and selling with James's bid at £700,000. Any advance on the left? David, are you coming in at £700,000? That's £700,000. Are we all through? 700,000. Against you in the room, are you bidding, sir? At £700,000, thinking about it? Sure. At £700,000 then, still with you, James. Against you online, against you in the room. Fair warning then, and I will sell it to you, James, for £700,000. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. Paddle 62. Lot 9, we have Banksy's Love is in the Air, also from 2006, an image that has been referenced, reproduced, and emulated countless times, including as the front cover for his only official monograph, showing here on my left. And I am starting the bid here at only £2,400,000, at £2,400,000, £2,500,000, £2,600,000, at £2,600,000, £2,700,000. £2,800,000 with you, David, at £2,800,000 with David Schrader, Global Head of Private Sales, here in an auction to which he is no stranger at £2,800,000. It's with you at £2,850,000, certainly. Thank you very much indeed. It's with you at £2,850,000 in the room. At £2.85 million with the lady seated, David. Are we going on? It's £2,850,000. Would you like 2.9? Shake of the head. Quite sure. At £2,850,000 with you, madam. At £2,850,000 against the rest of you, and online, and the rest of the phones. At £2,850,000. Are we all through? Fair warning. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. Your paddle. Thank you. Paddle 937. Congratulations to you. And now lot 10. Amenities, Python, The Artillery of Heaven by Issy Wood, whose works are housed in museum collections, including the Fondation Louis Vuitton and the High Museum in Atlanta, sold as viewed. And I'm going to start the bidding here with some interest already here at £75,000, £80,000, £85,000, £90,000 in the book here, selling at £90,000, ahead of you all at £90,000 and selling here in the book, ahead of you all, already at £90,000. I didn't just sell it, it's at £90,000. Any further advance against £90,000? At £90,000. Are we all through against you in the room? At £90,000. Not yours online for now, at £90,000. £90,000. Hugo, you're coming in. £90,000. Fair warning then. And I'm selling to the book for £90,000. Sold. Congratulations to them. That goes to paddle number 9. That brings us to the beautiful 2009 Untitled work by Laura Owens, who has been, of course, one of the most influential painters of her generation ever since she was the youngest artist to be given a retrospective at LACMA in 2003. Interesting fact. And I'm starting here at only £280,000, £300,000, at 320,000, at 320,000. Thank you very much indeed, at £350,000. The lady seated at £350,000 and selling to the room, Brad, not yours, at £350,000. Lady seated in the room here at Sotheby's at £350,000. At £350,000. Any further advance? Still with you, madam, at £350,000. Last chance, and selling then for £350,000. Oh, thank you. I did ask. Quite sure? Thank you anyway. Thank you for the anxiety. At £350,000, it's with you. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. And that goes to paddle 958. Lot 12, the Avery Singer, has been withdrawn. So we are moving straight along here to lot 13, Untitled, Baum 66 by Albert Erlen from the artist's Pivotal Tree painting series. And I am starting the bidding here at £240,000, £260,000, £280,000 only, at £280,000, at £280,000, at £280,000, £280,000, £280,000, £300,000, thank you, with Alexandra, at £300,000, it's yours, at £300,000, with Alexandra here on my left, not yours, Hugo, you coming in, it's at £300,000 and selling. At £300,000. At £300,000. At £300,000 with you, Alex. Against the rest of you then, fair warning, and selling to you for £300,000. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. That goes to paddle 38. And now lot 14 by Michel Meyros, an early painting from the artist's MOM block series, and I'm opening here at £120,000, £130,000, £140,000 only, at £140,000. Any further advance against £140,000 at £140,000, at £140,000, at £140,000, at £140,000, £150,000. Thank you, James. £160,000 over to you, Lucius. At £160,000 with Lucius. Back to you, James. £170,000. £180,000, £190,000. You sure? at £190,000. With James then, not yours, Lucius, for now, at £190,000. Here on my right with James Sevier then, against the rest of you, fair warning, and I'm selling it to you, James, for £190,000. Sold. Congratulations, paddle 25. Thank you very much indeed, and congratulations to them. That brings us to lot 15, Lauren Quinn's Lyrical Key from 2019. And I'm going to open the bidding here at £48,000, £50,000, 50,000 only, at 50,000, 55,000 now, 55,000, at 55,000. Stephanie coming in at 55. It's at £55,000. Not yours online for now. It's at £55,000. At £55,000. At 55,000. 60,000 and selling with Brad Bentoff here on my left at £60,000. Thank you very much indeed. It's with Brad. 65 online. Is that a new place online? Are the two of you? 70,000 very quickly online then. That's 70,000 with the online bidder. 80,000. I like your style, Brad. Thank you. At 80,000. Clear up that confusion. Here with Brad Bentoff at 80,000 against both of you online. 85 bid online now. Brad say 90. It's at 85 with the online bidder at 85. It's not yours for now. Hugo, are you coming in? It's at £85,000 with the online bidder. Brad, are we saying 90? 90 in a new place online. 100,000. Thank you very much, Brad. 100,000. Back to Brad Bentoff then. At 100,000 here at Sotheby's. Against you both online. Will one of you say 110? It's here with Brad at £100,000. Are we all through? Against the online bidders. It's at 100,000. Still with you, Brad. £100,000. Here with Brad. Fair warning. And I'm selling then the Lauren Quinn, lot 15, for £100,000. Sold. Thank you, Brad. That goes to paddle 75. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Next we go on to lot 16. Much admired, Caroline Walker's Sublime Indoor-Outdoor, inspired by her trip to Palm Springs in 2015. And I have some interest here, ladies and gentlemen, so I can start already at 48, 50, 55, £60,000. Selling here in the book. Thank you, sir. 65, I have 70. 75, I have 80. £80,000. Who's saying 85? I took Nick first at £85,000. With Nick, who's saying 90? It's at 85. With James then at 90. At 90. Who's saying 95? It's with James at 90. Thank you, sir. Sorry, madam, thank you. At 95, it's over to you. 100, I took it with Fergus. He'll say 110. 110, thank you. Back to you. At 110, it's in the room. Who's saying 120? It's at 110. 120 is bid online. Thank you for pointing it out. 130, thank you very much. 140. 150, lady in the room at 150, ahead of you all. At 150. 160, back on the telephone at 160. 170 is bid online, just ahead of you. 180 is over to you, sir, at 180 then. Ahead of you all on the phones, it's at 180. 190, I took it with Fergus, in fact, first, at 190. With Fergus. 200,000, over to you, Sigal. 220. 220, I took it here already at 220 with James Sevier. Who'd like 240? It's with you, James, at £220,000. At 220. 240, back to you, Sigal, at 240. James, will you say 260? 260, it's yours. Thank you, sir, on the aisle. I see you at 280, ahead of you all. 280 already here. Would you like 300? 280 is in the room. Next bid's 300, please. At 280, 300, back to you, Sigal. Sir, would you like 320 before somebody else gets it? It's at 300 with Sigal's telephone. James, are you out? At £300,000. Thank you. Anyway, at £300,000, still with you. 310. Thank you, sir. I take it, of course. 310,000. Sigal, will you say 320? I took it here with Alina first. It's at £320,000 here. Would you like 330? 330. Back to you. Thank you so much. At 330. 330 is here. 330 is in the room. Ahead of you, Alina. Ahead of you, Sigal. And everybody else with you, sir. 340. 340, I took it with Sigal already. Say 350. It's at £340,000 with Sigal. Would you like 350, sir? 350 is bid online now. Paddle 41 at £350,000. Ahead of you all at 350 with the online bidder. At £350,000 with the online bidder. Would you like 360? 360, I took it here first. With Alina, it's 360, it's yours. Back to you online, it's at £360,000 here with Alina Davey at Sotheby's at 360, 370 over to you, Segal, at 370. You let me know. At £370,000, it's yours, Segal, for now, at £370,000. At 370. Alina, are we coming back? Still with you at £370,000. Not yours online, not yours, Alina, not yours, sir. Still with you, Segal, then at £370,000. Are we all through against the rest of you? At £370,000. Fair warning. Ooh, I think 380 has to be next. We're still quite early in the evening. Thank you very much. At £380,000, thank you so much, Alina. 380 then is here on my left. Segal, will you say 390? Or 400 if you like. Take us back to sanity. It's at £380,000 here on my left with Alina Davey. Not yours for now, Segal. Would you like 390? At £380,000. Are we going on? Well, I did say no to her, so I'm afraid I'm going to try to be somewhat even-handed here. How about 390? At £380,000 here on my left. At 380 then, it's with you, Alina. Thank you for your patience. Can I have 390? Thank you so much, 390. Alina, we've come all this way. Should we make it a round number? It's at £390,000, £400,000. Thank you so much. Segal, should we try 420? Break this madness. It's at £400,000 here on my left. 420? Shake of the head. Quite sure? Come an awfully long way. It's at £400,000 here on my left with Alina Davey. Not yours, Segal, for now. At 400,000, are we all through? Thank you very much anyway. Thank you online. Thank you, sir. It's with you, Alina, then, and selling for 420. Thank you very much, sir. £420,000. At 420,000. Thank you very much, Alina. Thank you, sir. At 420,000 then, against the rest of you, and selling to you, sir, for £420,000. Sold. Thank you, sir. Can I see your paddle? Thank you very much indeed. Paddle 928. Lot 17 here. Martin by Elizabeth Peyton, painted in 1998, held in the same private collection ever since. Beautiful luminous painting showing here on the easel on my left. Going to start here at 300,000, 320,000, 350, 380 already at 380,000, at 380,000, at 380,000, 400,000. Thank you, Hugo. You can't believe it. 400. Thank you, sir. 420. It's yours. 420 against you. 450. 480. At 480. Gentlemen seated. 500. 550. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hugo. 550. Lady on the aisle. So, would you like 600? This would be next. 560. It's here at 550. Would anybody like to bid 600? At 550. It would be lovely to have 580, James, if it's possible. 580, that's a little bit better. Thank you so much. At 580. At £580,000. It's with James Sevier. Thank you anyway. At 580. So are we out? Thank you so much. £580,000. Still with you, James. Against the rest of you then. At £580,000. Fair warning for the Peyton. Last chance and selling then. To you, James. For £580,000. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. Paddle 48. Congratulations to them. It's a really beautiful painting. And the final lot of the now auction, ladies and gentlemen, lot 18, an untitled work by Andre Butzer from 2018, lot 18, 2018. Some interest here, I'm starting at only £48,000, £50,000, £55,000, £60,000. Thank you very much. Selling to Ashkan then for £60,000. Who'll say 65? It's at £60,000. 65. Thank you, Vera, at 65,000. Back to you, Ashkan. In a new place with Charlotte at 70,000. Ahead of you both, it's at £70,000 with Charlotte at 70. At 70,000. Vera, £100,000. Thank you so much, Brad Bentoff. At £100,000. Injecting some New York spirit here with £100,000. Ashkan, you look like you're out. You've hung out. 110. Thank you so much. Would you like 120? 110 with Basti. 120. Basti. Back to you. Would you like 130? 130. Thank you. Brad, say 140. £130,000 here with Basti here on my right. Against you in the room. £140,000. Thank you so much, Brad, at 140. Back to you, Basti. 150. Vera, you out at £150,000 here with Basti then at 150. 160's bid online ahead of you both with the online bidder then, paddle 45 at £160,000. Who'll say 170? It's at £160,000 with the online. I will take it once, Basti. You asked so nicely. At £165,000 then with Basti. If we could update the ticker. So the next bid online will be 170. It's with you, Basti, at 165,000. Brad, are we going on? At £165,000. With you, Basti, then. Fair warning. Against you online, 170, just in time. Basti, will you try 180? It's at 170,000. 175. Very cautiously creeping up here. At £175,000. Back to you, Basti. Could update the ticker. Next bid will be 180, please, online at £175,000. With you, Basti, then. Ahead of you online, it's at 175 here at Sotheby's. Last chance. And I'm selling it then to you, Basti, for one, just in time. Thank you so much. 180. Basti. Basti, are we going on? Last chance then. 185. Thank you so much. 185. Back to you online. It's at £185,000 here at Sotheby's. Are we saying 190? At £185,000. Thank you, Basti. Fair warning then. And I'm selling it for £185,000. 190, just in time. Thank you so much. 190,000. Basti. 195. Online. Paddle, are we going on? It's at £195,000 here with Bastien Lloyd. It's at £200,000. Thank you very much. I think next is 210, please, Basti. We've tried this, and I think we're at £200,000. Next one would be 210. It's with the online bidder at £200,000. 210. Back to you online. Will you say 220 is next, please? It's at 210 here at Sotheby's. 210. Are we going on? Fair warning then. And I'm selling it to you, Basti. Last chance for £210,000. Sold. Congratulations, Basti. Thank you very much indeed. That goes to paddle 51. Thank you very much to all. Concludes the auction. For tuning in from around the world for this evening's Now auction, especially to those of you who participated in the sale. We will now take a break and then look forward to welcoming you back for the second of this evening's sales at 7 p.m. when my colleague Oliver Barker, thank you very much indeed. Still got the tag. We'll take to the rostrum for our contemporary art evening auction, but for now it's a very good night from me. Thank you.
Three Studies for a Portrait of Henrietta Moraes really presents one of the true masterpieces of Francis Bacon's career. Executed at a time of incredible personal and commercial success, we really see the beginnings and foundations of what was to become Bacon's most desired format and indeed one of his most famous and preferred sitters. So here in October 1963, in a period of both commercial and personal success, we see Bacon putting that to his canvas, and we see him here really in his swashbuckling best, with a painterly bravura that is unmatched. Francis Bacon's paintings exude this inner essence, or what he called the pulsations of a person, because he painted from people that he knew extremely well. And Henrietta really provided the perfect muse and perfect female muse for him. She was unconventional, sexually uninhibited, gregarious, this sort of bohemian avant-garde bon vivant that really was the sort of mirror to his own visage. And famously had an early relationship with Lucian Freud, whom painted her in 1953. In the previous decade, Bacon's subjects, both friends, artists, lovers, were predominantly male, but in the 1960s, this coterie of female sitters really came to the fore. And in Henrietta, whom he met in Soho, she then went on to become one of the most used sitters throughout his career in over 23 paintings. And this painting from 1963 marks the very first inception of his painting of her. We see Bacon here really at the very beginning stages of what was to become his most famed and preferred format, the triptych. The triptych obviously has connotations with religious iconography, but for Bacon really it was about using works in series. This painting, very interestingly, marks a slight shift for Bacon. He famously really only worked from photographs, preferring to use those as aide-memoirs rather than have the subject sit before him. But this painting of Henrietta really marks possibly the last moment where he used the sitter in real life. So you have that wonderful contrast of sitter before him and utilizing photographic imagery. The photographs of Henrietta were commissioned by Bacon by the feted Soho photographer John Deacon in the late 1950s, and really he used these images of Henrietta throughout his career. Here we see Henrietta, the progression of her as a character. We are seeing three sides to her. We have the background of the painting deeply saturated with this crimson scarlet red that Bacon used on the unprimed canvas, which seep and saturate through, giving this real intensity. That then is heightened by this very thick, black, inky, stippled background that is only contrasted and heightened with the impasto of the white, giving a wonderful contrast and plasticity to Henrietta's face. The spontaneity and immediacy that Bacon always talks about, that accident, that chance, really comes to the fore in this painting. Three Studies for a Portrait of Henrietta Moraes, it's coming to the market for the very first time. Acquired by William S. Paley in 1963, almost immediately after it was painted, and lately held in the stewardship of the Museum of Modern Art for over 30 years. Its extraordinary provenance is only matched by its exceptional execution. Both its intimacy and its intensity are unparalleled within Bacon's career.
This picture is tantalizing. It's a glimpse at a 40-year-long relationship. When you start to really think about all the core ingredients of this particular painting, at its core, this is one of the artist's greatest masterpieces. The subject of this painting is Juliet Yardley Mills, who in 1956 was a young model at the Sidcup College of Art, where she first met Frank Auerbach, who at the time was an arts teacher. Auerbach's relationship with his sitters is one of utter fascination, but I think also total dependency. It's a complete two-way street, and I think the fact that JYM not only was a professional model when they first met, but equally has been somebody who has, with such dedication, and for over 40 years, become a regular model. Indeed, Frank's models have talked about almost a religious experience. He's very demanding as an artist in that respect. So this relationship is really one of the closest proximity and one of total dedication and ultimately great respect. And I think one sees all of those ingredients in this extraordinary painting. But I think ultimately at the core of his trust for his models is his desire to psychologically or even archaeologically unstrip an edifice and get to the soul of his sitter. Painted in 1984 and 85, in fact the first of two portraits of JYM from that year, each of the highest quality. At 26 by 24 inches, the sheer scale of this painting is incredibly impressive and palpable. But not only that, it's the style with which it's been painted and observed. When you look closely at this painting, not only are there the most extreme forms of brushwork, often applied wet on wet, so you do get this wonderful coalescent style of painting, but it's the sheer impasto of the paint as well, and the bold coloring. So for example, the incredible blacks in this picture, or the reds, or the whites as well that he's used. And it's a comparatively limited palette, but ultimately with a sense of power, which is really unmistakably Frank's own. The height of the painting, or the sheer physicality, reminds you also of sculptors, for example, like Giacometti, who, albeit is not a direct influence on the painting, but is somebody that really has been digested by the artist to come up with this incredible and singular artistic vision. It's very rare that we actually get the opportunity and the privilege to sell a painting which has also been on the cover of the artist's arguably most important monograph written by the eminent art historian Robert Hughes. It is one of the most important books ever produced on the artist's work. But in addition to that, this painting was selected in 2001 to be in the artist retrospective at the Royal Academy. This is truly one of the great opportunities to acquire really one of, if not the greatest portrait that he's ever created.
Richter is a painter not of ideas. He famously said, "My paintings are more intelligent than I am." And I think there's some truth to that, not because he is not intelligent, he is supremely intelligent, but because what he has been able to do is to take very simple visual propositions and then complicate them. We're sitting in front of a very early Gerhard Richter color chart painting, which is a body of work that he started in 1966 and continued on through the mid-70s. And they are very important, and they're kind of a spine of his work overall in that period. Richter lived in a world as complicated and as full of things to see as ours. He would go to a paint store, He would go to an exhibition. He would go to a museum. He would look in a shop window. He would think about what was being done by designers and architects and so on. He was full of visual information, and he paid attention to it. And so what you see in these paintings is the sum of all of that visual experience being brought to bear on a set of conventions that were, on the one hand, high art, according to German modernism, and on the other hand, commercial art, according to German commerce. All of these things come together in this, and Richter gives them his best. He's not mocking them. He's not sneering at them. He is actually interested in them, but he also knows they have limits. And he's interested in testing those limits and using those limits. These are all mixed colors. These are all gradations of the dominant hues. Richter worked out a system of mixing the colors and storing them in little canisters in the studio. And he would then lay them into his composition according to where their number came up randomly in the arrangements. And so this is an early painting. It's one of the ones with more color rather than less. These color charts eventually involved as many as 1,024 colors, unique colors. The white grid, so to speak, separates the colors, is hand-painted. And there's weight to the paint, and there are edges that fluctuate. This is anything but mechanical. Within each square, you can see that he pulls the brush across like this. In fact, it's important that it's always horizontal. The color is more chromatically vibrant because the light trips down the surface. It's like a Venetian blind that catches every gradation of what you're doing. Richter has over and over and over devoted his life to making things that people thought impossible possible, and making them vivid and making them desirable. So much of what's going on is on the surface. It's an incredibly rich painting.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you're joining us now, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome from Sotheby's in London. My name is Oliver Barker, and I will be your auctioneer for our contemporary evening sale, presented in partnership with the French fashion and luxury goods house, CELINE. For our second sale this evening, we will turn to works by the most acclaimed post-war and contemporary artists. Headlining tonight's auction are two works with illustrious museum provenance, namely Francis Bacon's visceral rendition of Henrietta Moraes, an extraordinary triptych from the collection of broadcasting pioneer and former MoMA chairman William S. Paley, who acquired the work just months after it was painted in 1963. And Gerhard Richter's first ever abstract painting, which has hung in the Hamburger Kunsthalle for over 25 years. These two masterworks will be offered side by side with works by classic names from the post-war period, including Frank Auerbach, Joseph Albers, Bridget Riley, and many more. We are also pleased to introduce Kike Kogelnik and Ben Nwonyu to the evening sale stage this evening. The sale will also mark the first of Sotheby's offerings from the celebrated collection of Sherry and Joel Malin, Over 1,000 works will be presented across sales, beginning tonight in London and continuing in New York in November and beyond into 2023 and 2024, including a dedicated sale of monumental sculpture early next year. Before we begin, a few announcements. Please note that everything is sold under the authenticity guarantee and on an as-is basis. Buyer's premium and overhead premium will be added to the hammer price of each lot offered, along with any applicable artist resale right royalty, and any applicable VAT or amount in lieu of VAT as part of the total purchase price payable. Please refer to the online sales catalogue for further information regarding lots with guarantees and irrevocable bids. Please also refer to our conditions of business for our full terms of sale. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after a busy week where Sotheby's has had over 7,800 visitors, I'm going to start the bidding here on lot number 101, property of an important private collector, the Cecily Brown, the beautiful, not realistic, a lively impasto by Cecily Brown, coming to auction from a private collection indeed here in London, acquired in 2009. Coming around on the easel. And I'm going to start the bidding here at £400,000, and 400,000, 450,000, 450,000, 500,000 pounds, now 500,000, 550,000, 600,000 is bid. Thank you, Nick. At 600,000, it's against you, Haley, here at 600,000 pounds. At 600,000 pounds here on this 650,000 is in another new place. At 650, 700,000 is back with Nick Dimel at 700,000. It's against you, Haley and Simon. At 700,000, 750,000 is bid online. At Sotheby's.com, it's £750,000. You bidding, sir? 750. No? £800,000 is in a new place. Helena Newman now at 800,000. Come back in online again at £800,000. Still with Helena now. At Sotheby's in London here at £800,000. Thank you, Helena. It's against you, Haley. It's against you, Simon. It's against you, Nick, at 800,000, 850,000. It's another new place. Thank you, Jackie, at 850,000. Give me 900,000 now, Helena, at 850. 900,000 is bid. And ahead of you online at £900,000 here on my right at 900,000. At £900,000. Still with Helena Newman here at 900,000. It's against you in the room here at £900,000. And selling at £900,000. Still with Helena. Jackie, 950,000. 950 now, against you, Helena, at 950,000. Back on this side is £1 million is bid now, £1 million. For the Cecily Brown here, at £1 million. With Helena on this side of the room at 1 million. At £1 million, 1,100,000. And against you now, 1,100,000. Here on this side again, it's Jackie's bid. And against you still here, Simon. Come back in when you want at £1,100,000. On this side at £1,100,000. 1,200,000 is bid again. With Helena this time at £1,200,000. Thank you, Helena. And against you, Nick, and against you, Simon. It's against you, Haley, still on this side at £1,200,000. Jackie, we're going to go on at £1,200,000. It's Helena's bid on this side here, £1,200,000. I'm going to sell it this time. The hammer's coming up against you, Jackie, this time. It's here. It's Helena Newman's bidder at £1,200,000. Fair warning, and selling for £1,200,000. Thank you, Helena. That's 1,200,000. It's paddle number 10. Thank you very much. And lot number 102 is the Kiki Kogelnik. As mentioned, the first time, obviously, for Kiki here in the evening sale. And I'm going to start the bidding here at £50,000, at 50,000, 55,000, 60,000, now 65,000, at £65,000. At £65,000. Any more? At 65,000, 70,000. You're bidding in the room, sir. I took it ahead of you. 75,000. Gentlemen seated here in the room, it's 75,000. Go on online, it's at 80,000. Lisa Stevenson in another new place, 80,000. Give me 5, sir. Here at 80,000 on my left. At 80,000, £85,000. Gentlemen seated ahead of you online as well as paddle number 960. Thank you, sir. At the moment at 85,000, 90,000 now. Thank you, Lisa. And against you online and against you in the room. 95,000. Give me 100. It's in the room again. 100,000. Thank you, Lisa. It's here with you at 100,000. 110,000 now. In the room again at 110,000. It's your bid, sir. 110. Next bid's going to be 120 online. I have ahead of you, Lisa. 130. Here at 130,000. Thank you, James. At 130,000. It's your bid at 130. 140,000 then. So 140. And against you all in 3 places. So 140,000. 150 is bid. Just at the same time as online, I took the room bid again. Paddle number 960 at 150. Give me 60 online. Or you lease it at 150,000. Here, it's 150 again. Please make the number right on the board, at 150. Gentlemen seated here at 150. Against you, James, and against you, Lisa, on this side, and online. Give me 160. At 150,000. Still in the room again at 150,000. Your bid, sir. At 150,000. Lisa, we're going to say 60. At 150,000. 160,000 is bid now. And against you again, sir, 160,000. Say one more. At 160,000. Take 5, sir. At 160,000. Give me another one. 165. Thank you, sir. 165,000. At 165,000 pounds, Lisa. Give me 70. It's against you online still, sir. Or, madam, it's 165, and against you, Lisa, too. It's still with the gentleman in the room here. It's your bid, sir. At 165,000. James, you're out, right? At 165. Lisa, we're coming in. At 165. Still with you, sir. 165. And selling. No. Fair warning. It's your bid for 165,000. Thank you, sir. Paddle number 960. Thank you very much indeed. And we move on, of course, to the wonderful Summer Shades, an outstanding example from Bridget Riley's Egyptian series, which she began in 1986. This picture making its auction debut and very unique in this scale, this wonderful, very domestic-sized painting. And I want to start the bidding here at £400,000. 400,000, 450,000, 500,000, now 550,000. Against you, David, at 550,000. Give me 600,000. 600,000 in the room, so with you at 600,000. 650,000 with James Francis Fox. 700,000 is bid. 750,000. 800,000. Thank you, Camilla. 800,000. Against you in the room there. It's with Camilla Bertini now at 800,000. 850,000. James Francis Fox now at 850,000. Against you here, Camilla, at 850,000 pounds. And on this side here, it's against you still, David, at 850,000. Give me another one at 850. At 850,000 pounds. Not yours, sir, either, in the room, at 850. Here at 850,000. It's on James Francis Fox's telephone at 850,000. Camilla, you want to say 9? At 850,000. It's here on this side. Looking for 9, please. At 850,000 pounds. Still over here at 850,000. You're bidding, sir. At 850,000. 850. At 850,000. Still on this side, James. It's your bid at 850,000 pounds. I'm going to sell it here at 850. Camilla, I'll take 880 from you at this point. Give me another bid at 850,000 pounds. It's still with James at 850,000 pounds. Give me one more. And against you, David, on this side at 850,000 pounds. And I'm selling it here. Are you out? Fair warning now. It's James Francis Fox's bidder and selling. Last chance at 850,000 pounds. Thank you, James. It's paddle number 43. Congratulations. And 104 is next, is the Ella Natsui. It's sold as viewed. No, in fact, it's showing right at the back of the galleries. Thank you very much indeed. Among others, showing there the wonderful work by Ella Natsui. Characteristic, obviously beautiful wall piece. And I'm starting here at £500,000. At 550,000, 600,000 now at 650,000, 750,000. I'm taking from Barmay at 750,000 now. Your bid, sir, at 750,000. Clearing the bid on this side at 750,000. Are we out, Courtney? At 750 here. This side, I can sell it. Nick, are you bidding? At £750,000. Here on this side, it's Barmaid's bidder at 750,000. Again, against the room, it's 750. Still on this side, it's 750,000. You bidding, madam, at £750,000. Any more at 750. At £750,000. It's here and selling. Barmaid, it's yours. Last chance at £750,000. Thank you, sir. That's paddle number 81 for 750,000. And lot number 105 is next. Homage to Form, property from an important European collection, the Donald Judd, the Untitled. Sold as viewed. Thank you so much. And 180,000 starts at £180,000. So 180,000, 200,000, 220,000 now at £220,000. At £220,000. 250,000 in the room at 270 now. I'll take. It's here with Haley. 300,000 is against you now. Say 20, madam. 320 in the room. Ladies bid. Next bid's going to be 50. It's the ladies bid at 320,000. 330. I'll take now at 330. 340. Thank you. Ladies bid again at 330,000. Give me 40, please, Barney. 340. It's in another new place. Alex Shader, 350 now. Thank you, madam. At 350 in the room again. 60 is going to be next. At 350,000. It's the lady's bid. Thank you, madam. At 350,000 pounds. It's your bid here. At 350, either of you at 350, lady here still. And it's all on this side here at 350,000 pounds. 360,000. 360,000. Say another one at 360. On this side here at 360,000 pounds. Alex Shader's bid at 360,000. I'll take 5, madam, at 360. Want to give me 5? At 360,000 with Alex Shader and against you, Barmy. Fair warning now, the hammer is up at 360,000. Barmy, we out? Last chance. At 360, the hammer is coming down to sell the work at 360,000 pounds. You out? Yes? Thank you, Alex. Panel number 74 at 360. And the Damien Hirst, the Althazide, showing as viewed next door and in the catalogues obviously as well. Property from an important North American collection here, the early 1992 spot painting, indeed from J. Jopling Limited, even before the inception of White Cube Gallery. It shows how old this and authentic this picture is. And I'm going to start the picture here, or the bidding I should say, at 400,000, at 400,000, 450,000, 500,000 pounds now. At 500,000 pounds for the early spot, 550,000. Gentlemen seated now and selling here at 550,000. Thank you so much, sir, at 550,000. Bids with you at 550,000 pounds. Here it is at 550,000, selling the Hearst at 550,000. Any more, 550. You're bidding, sir. At 550,000. It's here up front and selling at 550,000 pounds. It's against you on the telephones further back at 550,000. I'm going to sell it here. Last chance, and against you, David, on the telephones. Fair warning to you all, and selling at 550,000 pounds. Thank you very much indeed. It's panel number 962. Sold. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the extraordinary Gerhard Richter, the 192 Farben, the first work in Richter's expansive color chart series and the artist's very first abstract painting. Of course, on long-term loan to the Hamburger Kunsthalle since the 1990s, this significant work has never been offered at auction before, in spite of regular appearances in major exhibitions such as the Richter Panorama Show at Tate, and of course, Anne Temkin's extraordinary important The Color Farben Show, also at MoMA, this wonderful picture here. Property from the Elisabeth and Gerhard Surst collection in Hamburg. And I'm going to start the bidding here at £10,500,000, at £10,500,000, £11 million now, at £11 million, £11 million, at £11,500,000, at £11,500,000, £12 million now, at £12 million, £12 million, £12,500,000 here. It's with James Sevier at £12,500,000, on my right at £12,500,000. With you, James, at £12,500,000 now. For the Richter. Here it is at £12,500,000 and selling at £12,500,000. For the Richter at £12,500,000. On this side at £12,500,000. With you, James, £13 million. Thank you very much. £13 million. With Brad Bentoff at £13 million here. New bidder at £13 million. It's on my left at £13 million. Thank you very much at £13 million. £13,500,000 at £13,500. It's back with James Sevier. Head of Contemporary Art in Europe at £13,500,000. Give me another one. At £13,500,000. £14 million. Thank you. At £14 million. Back with Brad Bentoff here from our New York office at £14 million. On this side at £14 million. You bidding, madam? At £14 million now. £14,500,000. Thank you, James. At £14,500,000. And again, it's back on this side again. Thank you very much. At £14,500,000. And looking for another one at £14,500,000. 14,500. There it is. At £14,500,000. You bid it. At £14,500,000. £14,800,000. 14,800 on this side now. 14,800. It's going to be another short step here, James. At £14,800,000. Give me 15, sir. At £14,800,000. 14,800,000. And against you here, James, at £14,800,000. At £14,800,000. Give me another one at £14,800,000. At £14,800,000. Say one more. At £14,800,000. For the Richter, here it is, at £14,800,000, this extraordinary picture. A Of course, worth every penny. This historic picture, the very first ever abstract painting, let alone the first colour chart painting. £15 million. Thank you, James. £15 million. And against you this time, Brad, of course. £15 million. 50,200,000. Thank you. At 15,200,000. 15.2. Are you going on at 15,200,000? At 15,200,000, it's with Brad Bentoff still from the New York office again at 15,200,000 pounds on this side here. Clear for all of you to see at 15,200,000. Thank you, Brad, at 15,200,000. It's not yours, James, at 15,200,000. Not yet, anyway, at 15,200,000. Looking for 5. At 15,200,000. Still here, 15,200,000. Give me another one at 15,200,000. Say 5. At 15,200,000. It's Brad's bidder on this side now. Are we selling it? At 15,200,000 pounds. I need a sign, James, here. At 15,200,000. There it is, at 15,200,000. Fair warning now, at 15,200,000 pounds. And the hammer is coming up soon at 15,200,000. Fair warning to you now, James. Thank you. There it is. And I'm selling it on this side. Let's go. 15,500,000. Thank you. At 15.5. At 15,500,000. I'd like to try 15,800,000, please, Brad. At 15,500,000. Want to give me 15.8? $15,700,000. At 15.7. Back on this side again, James, and against you here at 15,700,000 pounds. Still with Brad again. At 15,700,000. Anybody else coming in at 15,700,000? At 15,700,000. Here it is. James. Here at 15,700,000. $15.7. Still on this side, James, and it's against you now. What are we going to do? No. At 15,700,000, still on this side at 15.7. You want to bid? At 15,700,000. The hammer is going to come up now. Final warning here. At 15,700,000 for the Richters. On this side is Brad Bentoff's bidder. And I'm going to sell it, James. It's against you here. Final warning. Last chance. You out? Thank you anyway. And selling. Brad, it's your bid at £15,700,000. Thank you very much. It's panel number 67. Thank you. Many congratulations. Thank you, Brad. Many thanks. And thank you, James, too, for your bids. And we move on, lot number 108, property of a private distinguished collector, the David Hockney, the big landscape painting, medium. And I'm starting the bidding here at £2 million, at 2,200,000, 2,400,000, at 2,400,000, 2,600,000, now 2,600,000 for the Hockney at £2,600,000, 2,800,000. Thank you, Mike. At £2,800,000, here it is at 2,800,000. At 2,800,000 with Mike McCauley at 2,800,000, £3 million now. Thank you. At 3 million in the room now. Not yours, Mike. It's the lady's bid here at £3 million. Right up front, the second row at £3 million. And against you on this side at £3 million. Ladies' bid, £3 million. And against you, Mike, at £3 million. Still with the lady here in the second row at £3 million. And selling now against you, Mike, here at £3 million. Anybody? 3,200,000 is bid. Give me 5, please. At 3,200,000. Say 5. At 3,200,000. Gentleman's bid right behind you at 3,200,000. It's 3,200,000 against you. 3,300,000 I'll take at 3,300,000. Give me 4, sir. Ladies' bid now. 3,500,000, you say? It's here at 3,200,000. Give me one more. 3,400,000. Against you now, it's at 3,400,000. I need 3,500,000 from you, madam. At 3,400,000. Next bid's going to be 3,500,000. Sure. At 3,400,000. Gentleman's bid still here. Want to try 50? 3,400,000. Yes, no? At 3,400,000. Gentlemen here on this side and selling it at 3,400,000. It's your bid, sir, here. And against you, Mike, we're going to sell it, madam, at 3,400,000. Anybody else? Here it is, gentleman's bid, last chance, at 3,400,000 pounds. It's paddle number 922. Thank you, sir. At 3,400,000. And lot number 109, Solder's View. Thank you very much. Property from an important private collection is the limb number 2, the Anthony Gormley, the standing metal piece. And I'm starting here at £120,000. At 120,000, 140,000 now, 140,000, 160,000. Give me 80, sir. 180,000 is your bid. 200,000 now on the telephones at 200,000. I want to say 20 at £200,000. With Claudia Dweck at £200,000. Say one more, sir. 220 now. At 220,000. It's in the room again. Gentleman's bid at 220,000. 240 in a new place. At 240,000. Lisa Dennison at 240,000. Try 60, sir. At 240,000. Here it is. It's Lisa Dennison's bid at 240. It's against you both, gentlemen here. And on the telephone, Claudia, at £240,000. 260,000 is with Leslie now. In another new place, at 280. Thank you, Lisa. It's battle of the American telephone bidders at £280,000 now. Lisa Dennison's bid, prevailing at the moment, at 280. We give you 300 at £280,000. At 280,000, it's with Lisa still, and selling it at 280. Fair warning now, it's against you all. I'm going to sell it at £280,000. Thank you very much. Paddle number 14 at 280,000. Which leads us, of course, ladies and gentlemen, to lot number 110. The work by Jean Dubuffet from the Grand Tête series, which has been held in a private collection since 1986. Here it is, the very colourful work, the Surya Tête Hilaire, number 2. And I'm going to start the bidding here at 1,200,000, 1,300,000, 1,400,000, now 1,500,000, at 1,500,000 pounds. At 1,500,000 pounds. Any more? 1,500,000, 1,600,000. At 1,600,000, 1,700,000 with Mike. It's your bid, sir, at 1,700,000 here on this side. At 1,700,000, it's selling at 1,700,000. With you, Mike, at 1,700,000, I can sell it to your bidder, Mike McCauley, at 1,700,000 on the telephones here, and against you here, 1,800,000. Thank you, David. At 1,800,000, Mike's still against you now, 1,800,000. It's with David Schrader this time at £1,800,000. At 1.8. At £1,800,000 on this side, and selling at 1,850,000 now against you, David, at 1,850. Say 9. 1,900,000 is bid. With David Schrader here, 1,900,000. At 1,900,000, 1,950,000. Try 2. £2 million, thank you, sir. It's £2 million now. At £2 million. At £2 million. Still with you, David, and selling at £2 million, and the hammer's coming up. Fair warning, it's your bid. 2,050,000. Thank you, sir. 2,050,000. Next bid's going to be 2,100,000. 2,150,000. It's 150 against you now. I need 2 from you, David. At 2,150,000. 2,200,000. At 2,200,000. Say another one at £2,200,000. At 2,200,000. At 2,200,000, selling it here. Fair warning. 2,500,000. No, we're not. No. Sorry, can you take that back? It's at 2,200,000. At 2,200,000, it's still with you, David. At 2,200,000, the board is wrong. Could you take it back to 2,200,000, please? At £2,200,000. Say one more. 2,250,000. At 2,250,000. And I need 3 from you, David, please. 2,300,000. 2,300,000. Give me another one. At 2,300,000. It needs to say 2,300,000, and it does say 2,300,000, sir. Give me 50. Go on. Give me another one. 2,350,000. 2,350,000. Say 4. No? At 2,350,000. It's in the room here. And I'm going to sell it against you all at £2,350,000. Thank you, sir. Last chance at £2,350,000. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, we move on. Of course, the head of JYM, Juliet Yardley Mills, one of the most iconic and celebrated portraits from the height of Frank Auerbach's career, which indeed is illustrated on the cover of Robert Hughes's influential monograph on the artist. This fabulous, fabulous picture, property of a distinguished private collector and executed 1984 to 1985, showing here behind my colleagues on the telephone desk on my left, a true masterpiece by the artist. And I'm going to start the bidding at £2,600,000, at £2,600,000, £2,700,000, £2,700,000, £2,800,000, at £2,800,000, at £2,800,000, £2,900,000, at £2,900,000 now, £2,900,000, at £2,900,000, at £2,900,000, £3 million. Thank you, Haley, to start us at £3 million, £3,100,000 ahead of you now, Tom. And against you, Haley, still at £3,100,000. Ladies bid, £3,200,000. At £3,200,000, give me three, please. At £3,200,000. £3,300,000 now. It's against you, Haley. Give me four, please. At £3,300,000. Three of you in it. At £3,300,000. 3,300,000. £3,400,000 now. Against you both. At £3,400,000. It's Tom Edison's bidder. At £3,400,000. At £3,400,000 now. Say five. £3,500,000. Let's bid again at £3,500,000. Against you, Tom, at £3,500,000. You're bidding further back at 3,600,000 now. 3,600,000. Here it is at 3,600,000. At 3,600,000. Say seven. At 3,600,000. Tom Edison's bidder at 3,600,000. At 3,600,000. Say one more. 3,600,000. At 3,600,000. Say another one at £3,600,000. Here at £3,600,000. Tom Edison's bidder, and against you, Haley, at £3,600,000. I want to say seven. At £3,600,000. Here it is at £3,600,000. Still with Tom at £3,600,000. Yeah. It's with Tom at the moment at £3,600,000. There it is at £3,600,000. What a bid. 3,600,000. 3,650,000. 3,650,000. Yes? 3,700,000. At 3,700,000, here it is at £3,700,000. I'm going to try 57. At 3,700,000, there it is at £3,700,000. Hey, give me 50. At 3,700,000 for the Auerbach, 3,700,000. At 3,700,000. Here it is. Still with you, Tom, at 3,700,000. You coming back in, madam? At 3,700,000. At 3,700,000. Still on the telephone here with Tom Edison at 3,700,000. Against you, James, too, at 3,700,000. At 3,700,000. It's Tom Edison's bidder at £3,700,000. Let's try one, sir. 3,700,000. It's here with you, Tom, at £3,700,000. At 3,700,000. 3,700,000. 3,750,000. It's in a new place now. 3,750,000. 3,800,000. 3,850,000. 3,900,000. 3,950,000. £4 million, thank you. £4 million. £4,050,000. At 4,100,000. 4,150,000. 4,200,000. 4,250,000. 4,300,000. 4,350,000. 4,400,000. 4,500,000. 4,600,000. 4,600,000. Here with you, Tom, at 4,600,000. Thank you. At 4,600,000. On this side here, at 4,600,000, with Tom Edison at 4,600,000. Thank you, Tom. 4,650,000. 4,700,000. At 4,700,000, here it is, at 4,700,000. At 4,700,000, on this side, 4,700,000. At 4,700,000. Sure, sir. At £4,700,000. Here it is at £4,700,000. Still with you, Tom, at £4,700,000. On this side for the Auerbach. No regrets, sir. At £4,700,000. No regrets? Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so much. At £4,700,000, there it is, Tom. It's your bid. And of course, breaking the new record price for the artist, Frank Auerbach at £4,700,000. Here it goes. Frank Auerbach at Sotheby's. And thank you, Tom. It's yours. Sold. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, we move straight on, of course. We turn to the wonderful London season star offering, the Francis Bacon triptych, of course, of Henrietta Moraes, the first in a sequence of works from the collection of broadcasting pioneer and former MoMA chairman William S. Paley. Making its auction debut, this compelling trio of portraits was on long-term loan to the Museum of Modern Art for over 3 decades, and we're absolutely thrilled, of course, to be selling the works and, of course, welcoming members of William's family, indeed, in London as well. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And we're going to start here with the Francis Bacon, showing on my left, on this side. Thank you very much indeed. And we're starting the bidding here at £19 million, at 19 million, £20 million now, at £20 million, 20 million, £21 million, at £21 million, at £21 million, £22 million now, at £22 million, £22 million now, at £22 million, £23 million, with Gregoire Bio now, at £23 million. It's your bid, Gregoire. At £23 million. On my right here, on the telephone, at £23 million. There it is on this side at £23 million. Thank you, Greg. It's your bid. At £23 million. Still with you. Gregoire Bio at £23 million. Any more? £23 million. It's with Gregoire at £23 million. Against you there on this side at £23 million. With you, Greg, at £23 million. On this side, against you, Brad, at £23 million. Still with you, Greg, and I can sell at £23 million. At 23 million, still on my right, at 23 million. At 23 million, fair warning now. It's your bid, Greg, at 23 million pounds. On this side, at 23 million pounds. With you, Gregoire, thank you so much. The hammer is coming up. Fair warning now, and I'm going to sell it. Here it goes. Thank you so much, Greg, at 23 million pounds. Sold, thank you very much indeed. Panel number 51, thank you. And lot number 113 is the Lucian Freud, of course, and the Bridegroom, the first version fragment, indeed. A wonderful fragment here of the main painting, of course, lent by a distinguished private collector to the National Gallery exhibition. To the Bridegroom, the wonderful picture here with Lee Bowery, and of course, and I'm going to start the bidding here at £500,000. So 500,000, 550,000, 600,000 out, 600,000, 650,000. Thank you, sir. 700,000 now. Give me 50. 750,000, 800,000 in another new place. 850,000, 900,000, 950,000. £1 million now. At £1 million on this side. No. At £1 million against you, James. 1,100,000 in a new place. Thank you, Jackie. At £1,100,000. At £1 million. Here on this side at 1,100,000. Want to come in again, sir? 1,200,000. Thank you, Hugo. £1,200,000. Give me 3. No? At 1,200,000. It's against you, Jackie, here at 1,200,000. 1,300,000, 1,250,000 I'll take with you, see, of course, at 1,250,000. With you, sir, in the room again at 1,250,000. Hugo, give me 3, please. At 1,200,000, 1,300,000 ahead of you now. Hugo, it's the ladies' bid at 1,300,000, and I need 50 from you. 1,350,000, sir. And it's in the room again at 1,350,000, Jackie. What have you got? At 1,350,000. Not yours, sir, anymore, at 1,350,000. At 1,350,000. Back again here, gentleman's bid at 1,400,000. I took it ahead of you again, Hugo. The lady's faster at 1,400,000. Give me 50, please. You saying 50, sir? At 1,400,000, 1,450,000. It's got it this time at 1,450,000. Thank you, Hugo. 1,450,000. I'm looking for 1,500,000, Jackie, from you. It's here at 1,450,000 pounds. 1,450,000. Want a bid? 1,450,000. It's here and selling. It's against you here too, sir. It's on the telephone. It's Hugo Cobb's bidder. I'm going to sell it now. 1,500,000. Thank you, Jackie. Want to give me 50? At 1,500,000. 1,550,000. Against you both now. 1,550,000. Still with Hugo again at 1,550,000. Jackie, give me 6, please. At 1,550,000. Hugo Cobb's bidder. It's here. I'm going to sell it at 1,550,000. It's against you online too. Fair warning now. Panel number 18 is selling. Thank you, Hugo. 1,550,000. And it was panel number 16. Thank you. Lot number 114 has been withdrawn, so we move on to the Alex Katz 115 here. Anna, the portrait. And I'm going to start here at £300,000, at 300,000, 350,000, 400,000 out, 400,000, 450,000, at £450,000. At 450,000. At 450,000. Here for the Cats at 450. Any more? £450,000. At £450,000. Against you, Antonio, at £450,000. At 450. For the 480 is bid online at £480,000. The bidder online has it at 480,000. It's with you at 480,000. I'm selling it here at 480,000 with the online bidder. It's against you, Bastien. It's against you, Hugo. At 480,000 with the online bid and selling. Fair warning now for £480,000. You coming in, Stefano? Want to say 500,000? Quickly. It's still with the online bidder, and I'm going to sell it at £480,000. Thank you very much. It's pattern number 39. Thank you. And 116 is the 9 multicolored Marilyns, of course, an outstanding example from the artist-renowned Reversal series depicting Warhol's most iconic subject, and indeed subject of a major documentary or film documentary on Netflix at the moment, Marilyn Monroe. And I'm going to start the bidding here at £4 million. 4,100,000, 4,200,000 out, 4,200,000, 4,003,000 is bid. Thank you, Jackie, at 4,003,000. On my left at £4,300,000, at 4,300,000. At £4,300,000. It's your bid. I can sell at £4,300,000. At £4,300,000. With you, Jackie, at £4,300,000. I'm going to sell it this time at £4,300,000. Any more? At £4,300,000. At £4,300,000. Thank you, Jackie. It's with your bidder. I'm going to sell it for £4,300,000. Oh, you're coming in, Greg, at 4,300,000. Here at £4,300,000. Give me a bid. Make it worth the wait at £4,300,000. Still against you here at £4,300,000. Say 4. At £4,300,000. On this side still at £4,300,000. Greg, say one more, sir. At £4,300,000. There it is, at £4,300,000. Want a bid? At £4,300,000. On my left here, it's Jackie's bidder at £4,300,000. Say one more, please, at £4,300,000. And against you now, Greg, for this fantastic painting at £4,300,000. Say another one at £4,300,000. It's here at £4,300,000. Any more at 4,300,000. At £4,300,000. The hammer is coming down on this side. And against you at £4,300,000. Thank you, Greg. At £4,300,000. Thank you, Jackie. It's yours. Panel number 62. And lot number 117 has been withdrawn, so we move straight on to the floating sink, the Robert Gober. Sold us for you. Thank you very much indeed. The wonderful piece showing on the screens for you. Property from a distinguished private collection. And 350,000 starts at 350,000. 400,000 out. £400,000. 400,000. 450,000 pounds. At £450,000 pounds. At £450,000. Not yours. At £450,000. At £450,000. Here it is. At £450,000 now. At £450,000. 500,000. Thank you so much, sir. It's your bid at £500,000. In front of me at £500,000. You want a bid? £500,000. It's here at 500,000. It's against you now, 500,000. Yes, at 525. Give me 50, sir. 550,000. Next bid's going to be 75, at 550,000 pounds. At 550,000. Give me 75. 575. 600,000. Say 25. At 600,000 pounds. 625. Say 50. At 625,000 pounds. David Schrader's bidder. It's here at 650,000. At 650,000 pounds. 650,000 pounds. Still with you, David, at 650,000. I'm selling, obviously, at 650,000. Your bid, sir. Give me 75. Yeah, 675. It's bid against you now, David, at 675. It's in the room again at 675,000 pounds. At 675, 700,000. Thank you. At 700,000 pounds. 700,000. And I need 25 from you, sir. At 700. 725,000 now. It's back with you again, sir, in the room at 725,000. And against you, Simon, are you bidding at 725,000 pounds? At 725. 750. At 750. Want to try 75, sir? At 750,000. You out, sir? You say 75? At 750,000. It's David Schrader's bidder. And against you here, sir, at 750,000. 800,000. Thank you very much indeed, sir. At 800,000. At 800,000 pounds. David, give me 50. At 800,000, it's a gentleman seated. Here it is, at Sotheby's on Bond Street at 800,000. Save 50, sir. At 800,000 pounds. Still with you, sir. At 800,000 and selling it. Fair warning now, David. Give me 50. How about it? Yes, 825 then, against you, sir. At 825,000. Save 50. At 825,000 pounds. No, you're out, sir. It's still with you, David, and selling. Thank you very much indeed, sir, in the room. Fair warning, and selling at 825,000 pounds. David, it's yours. Panel number 30. Thank you very much indeed. And lot number 119 is the rarely available photograph by Gerhard Richter from an edition of 12 that Richter created in 1992. And it's sold as viewed. Thank you very much. And of course, still a Life in Art, the Malin collection. This highly visionary collection of fantastic masterworks. I'm selling it at here. I'm going to start at £300,000, at 300,000, 320,000 now, 320, 400,000. Thank you, Barney. At 400,000, I can sell at £400,000. It's here on my left at 400,000. Any more at £400,000. 450,000. Thank you, Simon. At 450,000. It's your bid at 450,000. I need 500,000 from you, Barney. At £450,000. Here with Simon at 450. On this side at £450,000. Any more? At 450. At 450,000. It's against you, Bastien, at £450,000. Still here at 450. Give me one more at £450,000. On this side at 450,000. Fergus will be coming in again at 450,000. No? At 450,000. Still with you, Simon, and get a sell at £450,000. Last chance at £450,000. Thank you very much. At 450. Pattern number 1. Haven't seen that one for a while. Thank you. And lot number 120, also sold as viewed. Thank you so much. Is the Louise Bourgeois. Listening 1, of course, the Bourgeois, the first of a sequence of offerings tonight. Well, we've had a couple actually already from the Malin collection, of course. The first of the Bourgeois offerings. Here it is, listening 1, and I'm going to start the bidding here at £1 million. At 1,100,000, 1,200,000 now, 1,200,000. For the Louise Bourgeois, £1,200,000. At 1,200,000. Any more? £1,200,000. At 1,200,000. 1 million. No, 3 will be next. 1,300,000. 1,400,000 is my bid. In the book at 1,400,000 with the commission bid at £1,400,000. Give me 5. At £1,400,000. At 1,400,000. Still with me at 1,400,000. Against you all here at 1,400,000 with the commission bidder at 1,400,000. I can sell. At 1,400,000, 1,500,000. You say 6. At 1,500,000. Ladies bid in the room. Thank you so much. At 1,500,000. Give me 6. At £1,500,000. Give me 6. 1,600,000. 1,700,000. It's my bid now. 1,700,000. Give me 8. 1,800,000. Clears my bid at 1,800,000. The ladies bid in the room at 1,800,000 pounds. At 1,800,000. It's your bid, madam, at 1,800,000. It's against you, Alina. At 1,800,000 pounds. I can sell at 1,800,000. Here it is at 1,800,000. Want a bid? At 1,800,000. Ladies bid at 1,800,000. Against you, Alina. At 1,800,000. 1,900,000. Thank you. 1,900,000. Try two, madam. 1,900,000. There it is. I'm going to sell it. Fair warning now at 1,900,000 pounds. Thank you, Alina. It's yours at 1,900,000. Congratulations. Panel number 75. And lot number 121. Showing behind the Fergus. Can you part the crowds? Thank you, Stefano. There we go. Thank you very much indeed. Beautifully offset with Helena's wonderful blue dress and Bastien's as well on the other side. Thank you very much indeed. And again, a Life in Art, the Malin collection, the Kusama, the Infinity Notes. And I can start with some interest here. This beautiful picture at 1,400,000, 1,500,000, 1,600,000, 1,700,000. Now 1,700,000. Come in, David, at 1,700,000, 1,800,000. At 1,800,000, 1,900,000 is bid at 1,900,000. Here it is at 1,900,000 pounds. Gentleman's bid, what, £2 million? Is it a new place at £2 million? At £2 million, well, 2,100,000, 2,200,000 I have with a commission bid at 2,200,000. Give me three. At £2,200,000. 2,300,000, 2,400,000. My bid again at 2,400,000. Still in the book at 2,400,000. Alina, we're coming in again at 2,400,000 pounds. 2,500,000. I'm out. Clears my bid. It's yours at 2,500,000 pounds. Thank you, Jackie Wachter from our Sotheby's LA office at 2,500,000. Here it is at 2,500,000. Any more? 2,500,000. It's against you, Alina, at 2,500,000. And you, Mike, at 2,500,000. Sir, you want to come in? 2,600,000 is bid. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Panel 958. 2,700,000. Give me 8. At 2,700,000. At 2,700,000. Against you, sir, at 2,700,000. Want to try 8? At 2,700,000 here, all on this side at 2,700,000. 2,800,000 is bid. Thank you. At 2,800,000. At 2,800,000. You bid it. Want a bid, sir? At 2,800,000 pounds. It's here at 2,800,000. Antonio, are we bidding as well? No? At 2,800,000. Antonio Gardner, head of our day sale operation at 2,800,000. Mike, yes, no? Gentlemen here, I'm selling it to you, sir, at 2,800,000. Hammer is up. Last chance. Your bid, sir, for 2,800,000 pounds. Thank you very much indeed. It's panel number 956. Thank you, sir. 956 at 2,800,000. And lot number 122, of course, is one of the largest stainless steel mirror sculptures by Anish Kapoor to ever come to auction. Again, a Life in Art, the Malin collection. Sold, of course, as viewed, thank you, because of its scale. Wonderful thing here, fantastic scale. And I want to start the bidding here at £250,000. At 250,000, 300,000, 350,000. Give me four, please. 400,000. Ladies bid at 400,000. On the yard at 400,000, 450,000. 500,000, 550,000, 600,000, 650,000. No, it is not the wrong lot. We are selling this. No, it's not the wrong lot. Your catalogues are wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The Hearst has been it's not in the sale, so we are selling the Kapoor, lot number 122. James, what number is it in the catalogue? 131 in the catalogue. It's in the wrong sequence, but we are selling the Kapoor. Thank you for pointing it out, though, but we're absolutely correct in selling the Kapoor. And I've forgotten who the bid is. Where was the bid? At 600,000. I'll take it at 650 with Isabel Palmer. 650. 800,000. Thank you, Mackie. At £800,000. Here it is at £800,000. At £800,000. Yes, at 800,000. You want to come in again, madam, at £800,000. Say one more. At £800,000 for the Kapoor, just to clarify any issues there. At 800,000. Here it is at 800,000. So you're going to bid at 800,000. Here on this side at £800,000. Isabel, against you here. It's with Mackie. I'm selling it here at £800,000. Fair warning. And selling. Thank you anyway. For £800,000. Thank you very much. There it goes. It's panel number 90. And lot number 123 is the Juan Munoz, sold as viewed. Thank you. The conversation piece, the wonderful Munoz. Again, Life in Art, the Malin collection. Starting here at 550,000, 600,000, 650,000, 650, 700,000 now. 750,000 with James on this side at £750,000. At 750,000. With James, sir, 800,000. Thank you, Isabella. 800,000 pounds. At 800,000 pounds. Any more at 800? At 800,000 pounds. With Isabel Parkman, it's against you, Barmaid, at 800,000. I'm not sure why I thought you might be bidding on this lot at 800,000 pounds. 850, I'll take Alina. Thank you, at 850,000. Give me 9. Here it is at 850,000. Against you both at 850. 900,000 is bid. And against you, Alina, again at 900,000 pounds. At 900,000. 950,000. Give me a minute. 950. At 950,000. Still on this side. Alina's bidder at 950,000. What a bid, sir? I'll take 980. Yes, at 980,000. Alina, I'll take £1 million from you. £1 million. Thank you, James. It's here at £1 million. You're coming in at 1,050,000. At £1 million, it's still with James, and against you, Isabel, and it's against you, Alina. On this side, at £1 million, 1,050,000. 1,050,000. Try 1. At 1,050,000. Need 1 from you, please. At 1,050,000, it's here, 1,100,000. Thank you, Gregoire. It's in a new place now, 1,100,000. 1-1. Try 50. Up 1,100,000. Gregoire Bio here, 1,150,000. At 1,150,000. 1,200,000. 1-2. Alina. 1,250,000. He's back. Thank you, James. At 1,250,000. And against you, Greg, now 1,250,000. At 1,250,000 pounds. Against the pair of you at 1,250,000. Give me 3. 1,300,000. 1,300,000. Say 50. At 1,300,000 pounds. I need 50 from you, Alina, please, at 1,300,000. Say another one, 1,300,000. 1,350,000. At 1,350,000. 1,350,000. Any more? Charlotte, are we bidding? No? Just checking. At 1,350,000, it's here on this side, it's against you, Greg, against you, James, and selling now at 1,300,000, 1,400,000, it's bid. Ahead of you there, Greg. Want to give me 50 now? At 1,400,000. At 1,400,000, any more at 1,400,000. Alina. At 1,400,000. You want to bid, madam? At 1,450,000 pounds. 1,500,000. I'm so sorry, Alina. I took it ahead of you with James. In the same sight line as Gregoire, of course, at 1,500,000. Here it is, at 1,500,000. James Sevier again. Head of the Contemporary Department here in Europe at 1,500,000. It's against you on this side at 1,500,000 pounds. Thank you, James. At 1,500,000. Are you bidding? Once at 1,550,000. Want to give me 6? Say 6. 1,600,000. I heard it here. Thank you very much. At 1,500,000, 1,600,000 rather. At 1,600,000. On the left-hand side here, 1,600,000. Give me 50, please. At 1,600,000. It's Alina Davies bidder at 1,600,000 pounds here. On my left-hand side at 1,600,000. Thank you, Alina. 1,600,000. Try 7. Let's make a bolder step at 1,600,000. 1,700,000. 1,650,000. 1,650,000. Against you, Lena, again. Against you, Gregoire. 1,650,000. We could try 750,000. I thought you might say that at 1,700,000. Say another one at 1,700,000. Here it is again at 1,700,000. 1,750,000. At 1,750,000. If we'd hurry up the bids a little bit, 1,750,000 be great, please. Give me 8. From either of you, 1,750,000. Benjamin, you come in. 1,800,000. Greg. Give me 1,900,000, please. At 1,800,000. At 1,800,000. Give me 1,900,000. It's here on my left at 1,800,000, still with Alina at 1,800,000. And looking for 1,900,000, sir, if you take that step at 1,800,000. Here it is still at 1,800,000. For the Munoz at 1,800,000. On this side, with Alina at 1,800,000. Here it is, and selling at £1,800,000. Can I take 9 this time? There's a certain inevitability about that. At 1,850,000. Thank you, James. 1,850,000. Alina. It's not yours. It's 1,850,000. Here with James Sevier at £1,850,000. Still on my right at 1,850,000. Looking for 1,900,000. 1,900,000. Thank you. Gregoire. Do you want to bid? At 1,900,000. James, what about you? 1,950,000. Here at 1,950,000. £2 million, thank you. James, I have to ask the 2-1 now, please. At £2 million. Here it is, at £2 million with Alina on this side, and I want to sell it at £2 million here. The hammer is going up at £2 million now. At £2 million. Greg, are we out? Fair warning to you at £2 million. Fair warning to you, James, are you out? It's at £2 million. It's with Alina now. And I'm going to sell at £2 million. Is the last warning. It's now or never. At £2 million. Looking at this side. Fair warning, the hammer at 2,100,000. £2 million. Next bid's going to be 2. At 2,100,000. Here it is at £2,100,000. Still with James. Fair warning, Alina. We've come this far. Please try 2 at 2,100,000. Still here. He gave us the privilege to go to 2,000,001, so I'd look for 2,000,002 from you, please. At 2,000,001. There it is. Still with James at 2,100,000. Say 2, please. At 2,100,000, it's James Sevier's bidder at 2,200,000. Thank you. I need 3, James, from you as well, please. 2-2. At £2,200,000, here on my left. Fair warning to you now, James, at 2,200,000. Last chance. At £2,200,000. I need 3 at 2,200,000. It's going to go to Alina at £2,200,000. Fair warning at 2,200,000. Are you out? James, quickly. It's easily the longest lot of the sale at 2,200,000. It's Friday night, James, come on. At 2,200,000. And selling, fair warning, for £2,200,000. James, it's now or never. Final chance. Are you out? Yes. Thank you very much indeed. At 2,200,000, it's panel number 75. Thank you very much. And lot number 124 has been withdrawn, so we move on to lot number 125, the Thomas Schutter. The Bronze Woman, the Bronzenfrau number 11, of course, from the acclaimed women's series from the Malin Collection and Life in Art. Sold as view. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. And I'm going to start bidding here at 1,200,000, 1,300,000, 1,400,000, 1,500,000 pounds. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. For the Schutter at 1,500,000 pounds. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. Any more? 1,500,000 pounds. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. Any more? 1,500,000. 1,600,000. 1,600,000. At 1,600,000. 1,700,000. At 1,700,000. 1,800,000. You're bidding. 1,800,000. At 1,800,000 pounds. At 1,800,000. 1,900,000. At 1,900,000. At 1,900,000 pounds. At 1,900,000 pounds. Any more? 1,900,000. It's against you, Benjamin, at 1,900,000 pounds. You want to bid, sir? At 1,900,000, you bidding? At 1,900,000. Fair warning now. Last chance. At 1,900,000 pounds. Not sold. At 1,900,000. And lot number 126, also sold as viewed. Thank you. Is the Anselm Kiefer, the last 1,000 Blumen, the wonderful painting here, Provenance of Anthony Doffe Gallery here in London. And I'm going to start the bidding here at 350,000, 400,000, 450,000 now. 500,000, thank you. It's in the room at 500,000 and selling at 500,000 pounds. Ladies bid at 500,000 pounds in the room at 500,000. Against you here, 500,000 pounds. At 500,000 pounds, Benjamin, we're coming in. 550,000. It's against you, madam, at 550. No. Benjamin Mayer there at 550,000 on the telephone at 550,000 and selling at 550,000 pounds. At 550,000. Benjamin, it's your bid at 550,000 pounds. Selling it here at 550,000 pounds. With Benjamin at 550,000 pounds. 570, thank you, sir, at 570,000. Benjamin, give me 6. 570, it's a gentleman's bid in the room at 570,000. I need 600,000. 600,000. Give me 20, sir. Bid 600,000, sir, on this side. 620 is your bid, thank you. 650, give me the next bid. At 620, the board is wrong, please. Could we just keep track with the increments? Be super helpful, thank you. 620, 650, thank you, Claudia. At 650 now. 650, give me 80, sir. 680 ahead of you, sir. At 680,000, thank you, Claudia. At 680,000, Benjamin, give me 700,000, please. Or do you want to come back in again, sir? I'm not going to hammer it yet. I need to sell it for a little bit more, actually, sir. 700,000, thank you. Try 20. I'm going to say 20. 720, it's here with Claudia. At 7, still 3 of you in it, at 720,000. I'll take 50 from you, sir. At 720, against you, Benjamin, still with Claudia at 720. Yes, no? At 720,000. Claudia's bid it. And against you, Benjamin, it's 720,000 pounds. You want to bid? At 720. 750. At 750. 780. Claudia, 780 now against you. At 780,000 pounds. I'm going to bring it down now. At 780,000, fair warning. So your bidder on the telephone here at 780,000, last chance, and selling for 800,000. Thank you very much, sir. Not your first rodeo, clearly. At 800,000, 820,000. Try 50. 820. 50. It's here at 820,000, selling here for 820,000 pounds. I need 50, sir. We're selling it here. Last chance for 820,000 pounds. 840. 840 in the room again. 840,000. Give me 60. 840,000. No, you're out. Thank you, Benjamin, anyway. Claudia? 860? Yep, 860. Just the two of you in it now, sir. 860. Try 80. At 860,000, fair warning now, sir, and selling it for 860. Try 80. And it's selling here for 860, 880,000. Claudia? Need 9 from you. At 880,000, 900,000. Can we try 50, sir? At 900,000, we're Claudia Dweck on the telephone here at 900,000. Still with Claudia. I'm going to sell it at 900,000. Fair warning, sir, against you here for 900,000. It's Claudia's bid. You want to bid? At 900,000. 950. Thank you very much indeed. At 950. 950. Cloudy. I think it might be the knockout bid, sir, at 950,000. It's your bid still in the room at 950,000. One last time, Claudia, at 950,000. Fair warning, gentleman's bid for 950,000 pounds. Thank you, sir. I see your paddle. Thank you very much. 928. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. And we move on. Lot number 127 is the Cindy Sherman, the untitled film still from the Malin collection, Life in Art. And we're starting here at 180,000, 180,000 pounds, 200,000 now, 200,000, 220,000, say 230. Yep, 230,000. Thank you, madam. It's 230 you're bidding. Yes, 240,000. At 240 against you now, try 50. At 240,000, gentlemen seated here at 240,000 and selling here, of course, at 240,000. Gentlemen seated in the room at 240. Your bid, sir, at 240,000. I'm going to sell it for 240,000 pounds. At 240,000, 250,000, David, it's yours. 260, thank you. At 260,000, give me 70 now. 270, 280. At 280,000. 290. 300,000. At 300,000. 310. 320. 330. No, at 330,000. Thank you. It's yours. It's selling here at 330,000. Fair warning, it's David's bid at 330,000. 340. Thank you. 350. Try 60. You out? At 350, thank you anyway. It's selling here, David's bidder, for 350,000 pounds. Thank you, David. It's panel number 72. 128 is next. Is another work by Kusama called Sold as Viewed, as seen in our wonderful galleries next door. The Ladder to Heaven from the Malin collection, this wonderful museum quality work. And I'm going to start the bidding here at 180,000, 200,000, 220,000, 250,000 I have. It's with a commission bid and can sell at 250,000 pounds. It's my bid at 250,000. James, 280. I'm out, sir. It's your bid now at 280,000. 300,000. Thank you, madam, at 300,000. Still against you here at 300,000, James. Go on at 300,000. Ladies bid in the room at 300,000. 320. Madam. 340. Try 60. Lady here at 340. 360. It's in a new place. Thank you, Mackie, at 360. I need 80. No? At 360,000 pounds. Here it is. It's with Mackie on the telephone against you both, here in the room and on the telephone. 360,000 is Mackie's bidder and selling it 380. Try 4. At 380. Lady, go on at 380,000. James's bidder. It's against you now. For the multicolored ladder, the stairway to heaven. Here it is at 380,000. Mackie, give me a sign of life here at 380. It's against you here at 380,000. Fair warning now, and selling at 380,000. Thank you, James. Hammers up for 380,000 pounds. Thank you very much. It's panel number 21. Thank you. And we move on, of course, the Piss Christ, the Andres Serrano, A Life in Art again. The work here from 1987, of course, bought rather by Joel and Sherry Malin from the gallery where it was first exhibited. Historic work, and I'm going to start the bidding here at 20,000, 40,000, 60,000, 80,000 I have and can sell at 80,000 pounds, at 80,000. Any more, 80,000 pounds. Constanza, you bidding at 100 pounds, 100,000 I should say, at 100,000, at 100,000, 120,000. Against you now, 120,000, give me 40. 120,000, it's my bid, I need 40 from you, 120. We are at 120, yeah, at 120,000 pounds. Give me 140. Nope, at 120,000 is my bid and selling. Against you, Hugo, here, 120,000, 130,000. I'm out now, 130. It's your bid, Constanza, 130,000. Fair warning, clears my bidder at 130,000 pounds. Thank you, that's 130. It's paddle number 60, thank you. Well, lot number 130 is the Ron Mueck, the baby, of course, the last of the offerings from the Malin collection this evening. The Ron Mueck work produced in an edition of 1. Here it is. Thank you very much indeed. And I'm starting the bidding here at £80,000, 85,000, 90,000. Thank you. It's in the room at £90,000. Any more at £90,000? 95,000. Give me 100. At 95,000. Lucy's bidder at £95,000 here on my left. 100,000 is bid. At 100,000. It's the lady in the room. Can we try 10, please, Hugo? 120. I'll try and take that ahead of you, actually, at 120,000. Give me 30, madam, at 120,000. At 120,000. Hugo, try 30, sir, please. Nothing less. At £120,000. It's Lucius Elliott's bidder. Out, madam. At 120,000. Fair warning and selling. And against you, Hugo. Coming in again, sir. Last chance. Here it goes for 120. Thank you, Lucius. Can I see your number, please? Thank you very much indeed. Number 40. Lot number 131 is a no lot. Lot number 132 has been withdrawn, so we move on to lot number 133, which is the Joseph Beuys. Is it about a bicycle? Something that my wife says to me all the time. Number 3, and property from a distinguished New York collection. And I'm going to start the bidding here. Did you rise a single laugh there at all? I'm going to start here at £280,000, at 280,000, 300,000, 320,000, at £320,000. 320,000. We're already past 300. 320,000 pounds. At 320,000 pounds. Any more? 320. At 320,000. 360. I'll take that. Hugo, thank you. 360,000. I need 80 from you, Constanza, at 360,000. With Hugo Cobb at 360,000. Want to give me 80, please? At 360,000 pounds. At 360,000. 380. Yes, no? At 360,000. With Hugo Cobb. I know I can. Thank you. At 360,000. It's with Hugo Cobb and selling at £360,000. Against you, Constanza, I need £380,000 from you, if you'd like to bid. No? At 360,000 with Hugo, and I'll take 70 as well, if you'd like to. No? At £360,000, selling to you, Hugo. Fair warning, and selling yours. Thank you very much indeed. Battle 45. Congratulations. And the Bartlett's property of a distinguished private collection, Europe, sold as view, thank you, is selling the Mutilalo. And we're going to show it to you on the screens. And I'm going to start here at 400,000, 420,000, 450,000, 480,000, 500,000 pounds. It's with a commission bid I can sell at 500,000 pounds. My bid at 500,000 pounds. And selling at 500,000 pounds. At 500,000 pounds. Anyone else at 500,000 pounds? David, it's against you here. At 500,000, still with me. It's going to sell against you here, Isabel, at 500,000 pounds. Fair warning, last chance at 500,000 pounds. Sold. Paddle number 34. Lot number 135 is the Polke, the Lapland Journey number 2, of course, one of a series of 5 works by Polke alluding to a mythical trip to Lapland. What better place to be coming up to Christmas? And we're starting here at £800,000, at 800,000, 850,000, 900,000, 950,000, £1 million is bid with Bastien at £1 million here. Bastien Leuter of our Stuttgart office and Germany, of course, £1 million with you, Bastien, and selling at £1 million here on my right. Against you, Haley, at £1 million here. It's your bid, Bastien. It's selling at £1 million. Any more? 1 million. At £1 million, I'm going to sell it. Thank you, Bastien. It's your bid. Fair warning now. And selling for £1 million. Thank you, Bastien. It's paddle number 78. Congratulations. And lot number 136, the beautiful Albers, showing on my left here, property of an important European collection, homage to form. And there's quite a lot of interest here. I can start at 120, 140, 160, 180 already, 180, 200,000. 200 is my bid. I'm so sorry. I had a commission bid. 20 is yours. It clears my bid, and I'm sorry for that confusion, sir. 220 is yours. At 220,000. Anybody else? At 220,000. 240. Say 60. 260. At 260,000 pounds. 280 now. At 208, 300,000. Thank you very much indeed. 300,000. Give me 20. At 300,000. 320. Thank you, Bastien. At 320,000. At 320 is Bastien's bidder at 320,000. 340. Thank you, Benjamin. At 340,000. 360. At 360,000 pounds. At 360,000. Give me 80, please. At 360,000. Gentleman's bid, 360. At £360,000. 380. At £380,000. With Benjamin Mayer at 380,000. I'm going to sell it here at £380,000. Your bid, Benjamin, at 380,000 clears the deck at 380,000. With bidding, Constanza. You sure? 400,000. Thank you, Bastien. 400,000. You coming in again, sir, at £400,000? No? At 400,000, still with Bastien Lloyd on this side at 400,000 against you, Benjamin, at 400,000. I'm going to sell it this time at £400,000. Fair warning now. At 400,000. Last chance. It's Bastien's bidder. It's here at 400,000. The hammer is up and selling at 400,000. Coming in, sir, for 20. Thank you. At 420. Bastien, are you out? At 420,000. Still with Benjamin Mayer. I'm going to sell it. And against you there, also Lorenzo at 420. You're out, sir? Lorenzo, are we out? Yes. 420, it's yours. Thank you, Benjamin, it's yours. 420,000. Very elegant painting, number 98. Thank you so much. And lot number 137 is the Izagenskin, Homage to Form. Again, a property from an important private collection. And sold as viewed. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much indeed for telling me. And starting at £180,000. 180,000, 200,000, now 220,000. At £220,000. At £220,000. Any more? 220,000. For the Genskin. 240,000. Thank you, Tom. At 240,000. Here it is at £240,000. 260 is bid. At 260. And against you, Gregoire. At 260, 280 now. At 280,000. 300,000. 300,000. 300,000. At 300,000. 320,000. Thank you, Tom. 320. Next bid's going to be 350,000. Here at 320,000 on this side at 350. Thank you. At 350,000 pounds. Tom. At 380. At 380,000. Say 4. At 380,000. Any more at 380,000. 400,000. Thank you. 400,000 at 400,000. There it is. Tom. 420. 420,000. Try 50. 420,000. Here it is. No. Next bid's 50. At 420,000. Here at 420. At 420,000 pounds. 450. Thank you. At 450,000. Next bid's going to be 480, Tom. At 450,000. Here on my left at 450,000 pounds. Selling on this side. 480. 480. And we need 500,000, please. No? You out? At 480,000. Thank you anyway. Selling it to you here, Tom, for 480,000 pounds. Thank you very much indeed. Panel number 26. And lot number 138, of course, is the Andreas Gursky. Sold as viewed. Thank you. It's showing you on the screens here. Property of a distinguished European private collection, the Andreas Gursky, the Dubai World, of course, from a three-part series of works begun in 2007. Here it is, the detail showing for you on the screen. And I want to start the bidding here at 150,000, 160,000, 170,000, now 170, 180,000 pounds. 190,000, thank you, Jackie, 190,000 against you both here, 190,000. Say another one at 190, 200,000, thank you very much indeed, Ashkan, at 200,000, give me 20. At 200,000 pounds here, it's Ashkan's bidder at 200,000, it's against the pair of you. 220 is bid, thank you very much, at 220,000. Say one more, please, at 220,000, against you, Ashkan, against you, Benjamin. It's with Haley here at 220,000. At 220,000, say another one at 220,000 pounds. Say one more, at 220,000 pounds. Ashkan, come on, at 220,000 pounds. At 220,000, here it is on this side. Thank you, Haley, at 220,000. At 220,000, it's against you both. Benjamin, are you coming in? At 220,000 pounds. Want to say another one? It's here at 220,000 and selling. It's Haley's bidder. Say one more. 240. At 240. Should we try another one? 260. Thank you so much. 260. At 260. Haley Stoddard's bidding here at 260,000. Let's have another one. At 260,000. 260. On this side again at 260,000. Here at 260,000 pounds. So another one for the 280 is bid. Thank you so much at 280,000. 280. At 280,000. Sure. At 280,000, it's here. It's selling it to Benjamin at 280,000. Fair warning. Last chance. At 280,000. You out? Thank you so much. Benjamin, it's yours for 280,000 pounds. Thank you very much. Panel number 98. Lot number 139 and lot number 140 have been withdrawn, so we move on to, where do we go? And 141 has been withdrawn, so we move on to the Good to Fork, lot number 142. Ladies and gentlemen, the untitled picture showing on the screens. Thank you very much indeed. The last lot of this evening's sale, and I'm starting here at 200,000, 220,000, 240,000, 260,000 now for the Good to Fork, but 260,000 pounds. At 260,000 pounds. You start me off, 280,000. Starting at 280,000. Constance's bidder. It's against you, Vera, here at 300,000 pounds. Thank you, Gregoire. At 300,000 pounds. So either of you want 320,000 now, it's bid. 320,000. It's Constance's bidder at 320,000. 320,000. 340. Thank you, Gregoire. 340,000. Next bid's going to be 360. Vera, it's against you too at 340. 360 is bid. Thank you. At 360,000 pounds. At 360,000. Greg, you're coming in again at 360,000. It's against you, Greg, and it's against you, Vera. It's Constance's bid at 360,000 pounds and selling. Final warning, the last lot. The hammer is coming up for the last time. Vera, we out? Fair warning to you, ladies and gentlemen, and selling for 360,000 pounds. Thank you very much indeed, Constanza. Panel number 4, 360,000. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all my colleagues. Congratulations to the team, the global team. Thank you for all of your great assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of tonight's proceedings. And it has been a busy and exciting week in London. But we hope very much that you will be able to join us again tomorrow for our contemporary day sale, beginning at 1 p.m. English time, the final auction of the free season here in London. Tomorrow's sale will include an offering of 22 works kindly donated by artists and sold to benefit the Institute of Contemporary Arts here in London on its 75th anniversary. And the only copper plate by Lucian Freud ever to appear at auction, a portrait of the famed restaurateur Jeremy King, is also appearing tomorrow. And on that note, I wish you a very good evening. Good night.